Hey everybody, what is going on with the green screen? Oh, I moved it slightly closer. I wonder if that's what's causing this. I'm not sure if this will help. Okay. I see it's still slightly there. Let's see how it looks as the stream goes on. Well, maybe something's different about the lighting. I don't know. That is a little distracting, huh? Right here, there's this blur effect. If I go to... Okay, well, you can't tell on a white background. I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, hi everybody. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, it is visible. Whoa, what's that? September. 4 days without power, and I missed a bunch of Skeleseller things. Welcome back, Chef Alton. How'd you go 4 days without power? What happened? Is there a hurricane or something? All right, what do I do to fix this? Oh, maybe. I wonder if my lights moved. All right, well, I'm just gonna move some things here, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever. That's hurricane, yeah. Oh man, sorry to hear that. All right, I don't have any real ideas here for how to fix this. Yeah, I hope everything's better now. I assume you wouldn't be on Twitch if everything is still a problem. So that's what is giving me some hope here. We could do that, but then can't see my face as well. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna manually customize the lights a little bit. Change this and change this. Okay, do I look? Yeah, I look normal enough. Whatever. Okay, that's it. That's all we're doing. Sorry, I didn't even expect that to be a problem. I don't know where that came from. So we are going to work on what is essentially the equipment system. I'm not calling it equipment, but it's the equipment system. Oh yeah, also there's a new video, which I'm guessing probably most people who are here within the first 5 minutes already know about. But it was oh wait, what? That's not right. Hang on a sec. What happened there? I definitely typed this thing yesterday. Uh, oh, whoops. I typed it out like this. I didn't write the name of the command. New video. Okay, there we go. Does that mean I made a command named Adam? No, I guess that just doesn't work. Nope. Yeah. New video. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, cool. Does that work? I'm gonna try that out really fast. It should work. Yes. Great. So that's done. That's done. That's done. Now we can start this. Okay, so after some amount of time, you unlock the Enchanter. This is an NPC that extracts the essence of items into spells to augment any adventurers who walk through the portal. The Enchanter has 3 equipment slots, 1 weapon, 1 armor, and 1 potion. The way you render is that there's an NPC, then there are tables that correspond to the colors of the stores, 3 crystals with the same colors that glow when you currently have a buff. Look at the atlas for the tables and crystals. I'm not going to customize the colors of anything yet, but I don't even think we should have to at first. I'm going to use these, orange, blue, and green, and I don't think these match the colors in the game, but that's okay. Have you seen the instant screenshots? Yeah, they look really good. Yeah, I also saw that it was a work in progress, so I didn't look through the code or anything really, or look to merge the PR. So please let me know when it's not a work in progress and I can merge it. All right, so what are the colors of the shops? Because heck if I remember this stuff. All right, that's green. That is blue. Please tell me this is orangish. It's red. Do we have orange? We do. Okay. Maybe we change the alchemist to orange just to make it so that we don't need to recolor this stuff. But I'm guessing recoloring it is also dead simple. If I were to just select all of this right now and do this very quickly, where is hue? Here it is. Okay, and we just change this. Can we make this red easily? Yeah, kinda. It'd be in this range somewhere, but it's not exactly. That's pretty red, I'd say. Does that match the other red? Not really. We could probably change this a little bit. I don't know how we would do it, and I'm not gonna worry about that. They're gonna miss the equipment. Oh, they'll see it eventually. Oh, it's ready now. The PR. Okay, yeah, I'll write that down for tomorrow. Thursday, merge PRs. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna use just the colors that we have right there in the sprite sheet. So orange, blue, and green. What else do we need to know for this? Items need tooltips, drag them onto equipment slots to fill them. We need to highlight them. Highlight the enchanter tables as item destinations when dragging an item. All right, there's a lot to do for this. This will not get done today, let alone probably even Friday. But yeah, let's get started. I think the way we should start first is by putting a signpost into the game. We have the sign for the vault here. I want to put the enchanter close by, and I want to kind of design the enchanter a little bit as well. Where's the guild scene? Here it is. Yeah, I want to do something like this with the enchanter. Why are there two of these? Oh, this is collision for the building, and then this is the clickable area for the guildmaster. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do something like this, but we are also going to need a sign. And why do we have a shop sign? What does this do? Just build a particular shop. This is not a shop that we're building though. Is it Tim the Enchanter? I am not familiar with this reference. Oh, Monty Python. I don't remember this. Okay. Well, anyway, hey Chris, hey Q boy. So yeah, it's not a shop sign, so we can't do that. What else? I guess it's very similar to the guild sign. What just happened? I don't know how I even opened that. Guild sign. Oh, well, that's unnecessary. So what do? We fade in the sign itself. And we call this up. Yeah. This is good. Okay, let's save this as Enchanter sign. We got to be pretty certain I'm calling this the Enchanter. So maybe we should just think about that for a second longer. I already did talk about this, but the job or the role they perform, well, the job they perform is convert the essence of items into magic buffs. And I feel like enchanting is a pretty good term for that. I didn't come up with anything else. Like I said, I want to just think about this for a second because otherwise we're going to surface this everywhere and then I'm going to have to change a bunch of files and variable names and all this other stuff. Yeah, I think I'm still happy with this. Yeah. Okay. So we have Enchanter sign. We're going to call this Enchanter sign. Build. It's not really build Enchanter. It's like build enchanting station, or maybe enchanters. What are we gonna put it in? I was gonna say if we could put it inside of a. We can't really put anything inside because you got to be able to view this at all times. Build enchanter's house, maybe. Yeah, I was thinking hut, but like nothing's really inside. And it's going to be attached to the warehouse and kind of the vault. Let me think about this. Maybe over here somewhere. Maybe we call it the library. I mean, we have all of the book stuff around here. Should live in a tower. Everyone knows that. Maybe den. Does den give the right idea? Animal's lair. I'm actually surprised that that's the only thing that shows up for this. Because I was going to say, people definitely have dens in their houses. A comfortable, usually secluded room. All right, I'm going to say the Enchanter's den for right now. Yeah. Now let's go put the sign in the game. So this is where the vault went. We're going to just put the Enchanter's Den there-ish. As you can tell, I'm putting a lot of thought into this. Oh, we need the actual sign, don't we? All right, so save this. Can we just do that? Yeah. Save this as Enchanter sign. Yep. Sounds good. Cool. Rename Enchanter sign and attach the new script. There. Okay, now we can go put it in the town. Library as a building also sounds compelling. I like the idea. I think in order to show that it's a library, we would need enough bookcases laying around. Also, I don't think we have a bookcase. We just have books and a table of books. Although I don't think it's that hard to make a bookcase. Oh, no, we do have a bookcase. Assuming those are books. Well, that could be in there. Yeah, maybe we... I want to... All right, we could still theme it as a library, even if I call it the Enchanter's Den. So, yeah. Looks like a decent engine for these smaller 2D type games. Yeah, I think Unity and Godot are pivoted more toward 2D than Unreal. So if you're making a 2D game, it probably makes sense to pick one of those two engines or any of the other millions of engines that are out there, like Game Maker or Phaser or something like that. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Where is the town now? There it is. Okay, so we're gonna add in our new sign. Enchant. Oh, doesn't work when you have the right click menu open. Enchanter sign, and then we're going to move it to here. Now, eventually, these need to work differently. But yeah, for now, we'll put it there. And we will make this unique. Then go into signs. None of this stuff is going to work yet. Print to do spawn dialogue. And fading this in, I don't think we need that. What is the false here? Can close. Yeah, you can definitely close this. All right, signs. So we need one for the Enchanter. Enchanter. Haven't used as much. Yeah, it was cool though that you just decided, hey, I want to make a game, and then made a game. That's how people get into this. But you said something like scratch the itch. Have you done game dev before? All right, vault sign.init, enchanter sign.init. This is all fine. Show guild sign. I guess we're gonna have a show enchanter sign. Show enchanter sign. Which is just gonna do this. All right, we are going to have this show by default. So when I do skip tutorial, we're also going to say signs.show enchanter sign. So now that'll be there, and it'll just print out this to do when you click it. So that's it for right now. We have a lot more work to do, but this is the first step. Hey, Sir Puffin. Not all code paths return a value. Yeah, I guess we shouldn't just have it to do here. So build dialog. We put, man, it's going to be really hard to come up with a succinct description of what this does. Let's try to think of it. Maybe like converts, extracts the essence of items into benefits for your adventurers. I'm going to just leave it at that for now, and we'll see what that looks like. And it's going to be the enchanter cost, and we'll set this to 500. I don't know. It should be pretty pricey. Town enchanter. All this stuff is pretty much fine. Now we need a create enchanter in here. Create enchanter. And this will just print to do create the enchanter. And then we'll call that from here. Everything else should be pretty much fine. Yeah. All right, let's try running that. You look different. What's the catch? I don't think there should be a difference from Monday at least. Toyed with Godot before? Okay, yeah. Gotcha. I guess I know most of the fundamentals of Python as well. Not Monty. Not Tim the Enchanter then. If you know the fundamentals of Python and you've worked with a game engine before, I think Godot is a really good fit, especially because GDScript is very similar to Python. No Skeleswag yet. Yeah, if I get cold, I will probably wear it. I tend to get cold every time I go eat lunch. So maybe this afternoon. Couldn't bear the language for some reason, so basically abandoned it. I How popular is Game Maker? Also, is this the same thing that power that's not Wikipedia. What? That's wild. Look at this. It says GameMaker-Wikipedia, but the link is to GameMaker.io. Huh. Maybe that's what people expect. Is this the same thing that powers RPG Maker? Are these related? No, they're not. I, for whatever reason, just thought they were related. Anyway. All right, did this load? Yeah, build enchanters then. The other thing is, I guess we want signs to go above the trees. So let's fix that before long. This label has an ordering, Z index is 0. And trees, environment, trees look like they're at 5. So we could just set this to 6 and it should be fine. Okay. It's not going to fix it immediately, but there. Okay, so Enchanter extracts the essence of items into benefits for your adventurers. I want to use the word buffs here. And this entire NPC needs to probably come with a tutorial. Extracts the essence of items. We could, if we wanted to make it very succinct, we could just say converts items into buffs. Maybe enchants your adventurers using items. I like that. I think that's pretty good. It's not going to be super clear yet, but like I said, we probably need a tutorial for this anyway. All right, so when you do that, it's going to just print out the, well, it's going to print out not enough money, but if you had enough money, it should just print out the to-do item here. Yeah, create the enchanter. Okay, so let's go make it, what do we have? Show enchanter sign. Yeah, let's make this modify your money since you start with enough. We'll give you 5,000, I guess. We could also just lower the cost. Serves your items to you like a deconstructed meal, but it's serving you buffs that are formed out of little item chunks. Get a shard of sword in your meal. All right, so next we got to go to this and save this as the enchanter. This won't work though. Yeah, this won't work. We have to modify the town scene because there are trees here. Whoops, not there. There are trees here. And if I want to wipe out everything that's here, I need to wipe out multiple layers. So it's not as simple as, well, I guess it actually could be as simple as just throwing another tile map layer on here. However, then the ordering of this needs to be higher than the ordering of the trees. So this needs to be a 6 at least, which is just going to break everything else. So yeah, we probably do need to wipe this out. Well, let's worry about that later. Let's also worry about this stuff later. Where's this? Collision shape for this thing. I don't care about that. Guildmaster. Okay, so we need this to be the enchanter. And I guess we call this the enchanter den. Probably should say this is enchanter den. Okay, now let's go to the thing that I made, which is wrong, and delete it. Okay. All right, the first part of this should be fun, but then I think we're gonna get into the weeds here. Need to make a tutorial for the Enchanter to tell you how they work. So what did we say we wanted? We need the NPC, we need some tables, we need crystals. Yeah. So we have an atlas here, but this has to be different. We need two different sets of, I need to make this unique. That way we can add in our new atlas for the marketplace. That does not work because I'm on the wrong tab. All right, and that should not have modified the guild, hopefully. Good. Or maybe it's because I didn't save, but it still shouldn't have modified it. Yeah, good. Whew, okay. So let's get the basics of this. We're gonna, why can't I see the building? Oh, the ground is different from the because I'm being dumb. That doesn't really probably belong there. All right, whatever. Let's also make this unique and then go add in that tile set. Oh wait, this already has the marketplace one. Oh, then we didn't need to do that. Okay, so we need a few things. We need the crystals in here. What am I doing right now? What am I doing wrong? I should just be able to click one of these and start painting. Oh, it's not in paint mode, that's why. Okay, so we want 3 crystals to be here. We can also get rid of this stuff. We want there to be 3 crystals. We want there to be the tables with the right tablecloths. These don't match the colors that we have. All right, we're gonna need to do some like color changing eventually, so let's not worry about that yet. Remember to always press Q and then D if you want to draw. Yeah. Yeah, I should have done that. Actually, delete this too. Let's make this a little bit bigger. We can just do this. Yeah. Put this out to here. Oh, I guess the way I should have done this is by selecting it like this, huh? And then I could have just painted this. Okay. So tile map, we're gonna have 3 crystals. This is how you'll tell that you have a buff at any given point. And I don't know what's gonna look best for this. So you'll have these crystals, put them like that. And then you'll have, probably need to separate them a bit. And then you'll have 3 tables in front of them, I guess. That, and that. So we put this here, put this here. We put this one here. This should look like it's part of the shop stall, right? So we do something like this. Will that work, or is that going to look weird? No, that'll work, but it's going to look strange because it's not going to be connected to anything. All right, let's go take a look at something. Credits. I want to go find Super Retro World and see what they did in the mock-ups for this. Where's the market pack? Here it is. Yeah, they put it on the shop stalls. Oh, man. Yeah, that's where this graphic should go. How much did your idea of what you want to create initially change because of the confines of the engine? Not at all, I think. I think it's practically impossible to design a game and then go make it and not have anything change, but I don't think anything changed as a result of the engine. So we did change quite a lot from the original idea, but it was just because it wasn't well received or things could be improved or, yeah. Oh, hey, they have like a little blue glow on this thing. And they have these light rings here too. Yeah, well, I think we're going to need slightly different graphics for this. Yeah. Because this isn't going to fit. I don't have a top to this. I could just make one really fast. Yeah, I could just duplicate this and make it be the size of this thing. But what's supposed to connect here is this, and I don't want to use this piece. Let's get rid of the Enchanter for right now. Yeah. Having the crystal gray and they get color when active. Yeah, that would actually be really cool. I like that idea. I think a glow would also be nice, but I'm going to write that down. Okay, well, I am spending too long on this, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to make these float here, and it's not going to look great, and we will eventually change this around a bit. Where's the green one? Here it is. Alternatively, you know what else we could do? Actually, this might be a better idea. We have these item displays. We could just color these blue, red, and green. Alternatively, we don't even need... Wait, what am I doing? How about this? What if we just used item displays? So you had 3 here, you had 3 here, and you had 3 here. I guess it's not obvious that they're the 3 for the... Oh, wait. This isn't even how this would work. As soon as one of these is put down, it's going to get consumed, right? No, that's not how this is going to work. The first... Okay, let's... I know I'm belaboring this, but I need to figure out what we're doing here. So the first item you put down here, this is the reddish one, so I guess this is for the alchemist. So you'd put a potion here. As soon as you do, the enchanter, I guess, would maybe walk over to it or something and like consume it. It would light up this crystal, and now you'd have a buff for the next 2 minutes or something. So then this is free, and you can put an item on it again. And when the crystal is no longer lit, it will consume this and make another buff. So it can't exactly be a table. Yeah. Can't exactly be a table. Hey, human puppet. I just want to have some way to tell the user how much time is left on the equipment, and I thought having the crystal lose color from top to bottom would be cool. That is also a good idea. Yeah, that's... Whew. I am glad chat is giving me ideas for things because, yeah, this is very nice. Hey, Cheap. Yeah. Okay, so the plan, by the way, was that you would eventually unlock more of these tables so that you could slot in 3 potions and have them get used. The more I think about it, the more I kind of think maybe we have... Don't we have a potion rack? Yeah, we have a potion rack. What we could do is we could put the potion rack in front of here. We could put the mannequin in front of... I don't remember which color the armor smith is, but we could put that here. And then we could put... We don't really have anything else. Do we? No, we don't. All right, well, I ran out of ideas. With the graphics that we have, at least. Yeah, I don't know, something like this. We'd have to put these graphics in the middle of it, though. It wouldn't fit. There could be an anvil in one of the packs somewhere. I don't see one here. There might be one in... Well, it's not like we have to make do with just these things. We can always ask Quickie Joe to make a graphic. But I'm still not sure what I even want this to look like yet, which is what the real problem is. I want it to be clear somehow that you can put in multiple items, but you don't start with multiple items. And the way you've dragged items before in the game would have been to these little tables. So I guess we should just stick with that for now. Yeah. Okay, in fact, what if we just start with one in front of each of these? Then we'll put the enchanter back, so we'll move you over to, I guess, up here. And we should probably change your graphic to something different. So what are you pulled from? Characters. Yeah, these. I could try to find one that we're not already using. Why can't I zoom in on this? What's going on? What is going on? I can't even click anymore. What? Okay, I can click there. So something's wrong with GIMP. Close this down, I guess. I can't even click to close GIMP. This is so stupid. Yeah, every once in a while this happens where I just, no input makes it to GIMP. I have to quit this. And that's not going to quit, is it? So stupid. Drop item, so it's able to store multiple and has X out of 3 text under it. Okay, so there is slightly more to it than that, which is why I didn't end up using those pots in the first place. I still can't zoom. Oh, that's because there was a dialogue open over there. Okay, now it's working. Yeah, so here's what I was thinking. Functionality of the enchanter slots. So you should be able to drag an item there to put it in the queue, I guess, for enchanting. And you should be able to take an item out if it hasn't been used yet. So it basically becomes a storage slot. Maybe that's a bad idea. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Yeah, maybe the pots are a better idea. Why did I say not? Why did I say I was not going to use that? Equipment, finally. Did I write this down? I had some reason for that. But now that I think about it, I don't think there was a good reason for it. Yeah, I think leaning toward the pots might be better. And yeah, just text like Sinstella is saying. Are you still looking for the crystals? Package water dungeon. Where did I store all the artwork? I don't even know where I put that on disk. Hang on a second. Here it is. Okay, now what's it called? Package water dungeon. Sprites. Crystals. Oh, interesting. Are these the same crystals that show up in the market pack? Oh, these actually have some like glow effect built in. We could do it via sprites. They are the same ones, right? Yeah, they are. Oh, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, I will write this down. Copy path. Yeah, I don't know if I if I want to use the animation with sparkles, but did I write anything about glow? Yeah. We could use the sparkly graphics in this. Fire, etc. Okay. Yeah, so back to the drawing board for a sec. We have the colorful pots already. Oh, right. So it's not just a matter of what are the items that I put in, it's also maybe what are those items and how would you take them out? I could definitely see no matter what we end up doing that people are going to have feedback on this. So I wonder if we should just pursue this the simplest way. So all right, let's imagine that we put one of these in there and kind of think of how this would look. So basically this turns into, this goes here. This one goes here and this one goes here. Okay, so there is a colored pot in front of each of them. You would drag, imagine this is your sword. You drag your sword onto one of these. Actually, it doesn't even really matter which one you drag it onto, right? Although you'd need to know You need to know that it's not filled already. And then you'd have a label. And the label would say something like 1 out of 3. So is this enough for you to know, to be able to use this, I guess? Yeah, you wouldn't know what the items are inside the pot. Hey, yo. Okay, yeah, you should be able to drag an item onto something to mark it as an item to be disenchanted. If there's already an active buff, then the item doesn't have to be consumed until the crystal is free. So I guess questions, should you be able to remove an item that hasn't been disenchanted? Yeah, okay. We need to go back to the drawing board for a little bit here. I gotta answer some of these questions, and that way we can figure all this stuff out. So, should you be able to remove an item that hasn't been disenchanted? If you could, then you could use the Enchanter's Den as storage. Although that would be dangerous because the items could get consumed at any time. I don't really see why you should be able to. Oh, I guess if you couldn't, then if you decided you wanted different buffs, then you would need to wait for the crystal to glow and then cancel it. Storage shouldn't be a problem, so it should be fine. I always want storage to be a problem because I want it to be something the player still has to think about. And yeah, I think it will be a problem, but I don't think that even if it were a problem, that a player would try solving it by putting things in the Enchanter's Den. Yeah. So yeah, this concept of different buffs. There are lots of different ways we can do this. Idea, what if the Enchanter's Den had no item slots and you just dragged an item right onto the crystal? This would mean there's no buff queue, but maybe that's where another system comes in. If you drag multiple items of the same type onto the crystal, it could extend the buff. How would we allow for dragging different items onto it? Maybe it just shows in the UI there. I kind of like that idea though. Just drag it right to the crystal in the game. Sounds like a great idea for the player-wide skill tree. Hey, lazy. So how you unlock the queue, I'm not super concerned with. Like, it could just be that you pay money. It could be a player-wide skill. But how you use it, I'm not clear how that would work. Because right now, what I envision is that players will always want buffs to be active, and they probably won't care too much what those buffs are. So if they could drag multiple items to the Enchanter, then they would. But maybe I just revealed another assumption that I have, which is they probably won't care too much what those buffs are. Like, I was thinking at the beginning of the game, you probably don't really care. Something is better than nothing. So if you can spare a potion, then put a potion in there. And if your adventurers heal for a little bit of life, then cool. But toward the end of the game, maybe you are steering more towards certain kinds of buffs. I like the idea that whatever instance you're beating is going to probably feed into the buffs that you're using. But I also wonder, should literally every single item in the game be consumable by the Enchanter? Every item in the game be consumable by the Enchanter? Leaning toward yes, but buffs don't need to be unique. So every starter weapon in the range of 1 to 20 gold value could grant like +2 power. I think that would make it way easier for us. Yeah, so each item will have one buff that it can grant, and they don't have to be unique. I think that's fine. Players will always want buffs to be active, and they probably won't care too much about what those buffs are. What if there's a player skill that gave you a random buff for one battle, and it changes every time you start a new one? I just don't see a point given that we have this system. Like, I like the idea of, let's say you want a player skill to affect this, then it should probably flow through the same system. So imagine if it was something like the Enchanter gets like +10% buff duration, or you have a 10% chance to not consume an item when you disenchant it, or something along those lines, where it's like you're still going to get a buff. Or maybe there's the Enchanter gets a 10% chance to double a buff or something. So now it's the same general idea, but now it's flowing through a system we already have in the form of the Enchanter. I like that concept, I think. Item type and value range determines the buff, and there can be multiple to fulfill the combination. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I think it's just worth writing this down. So items, all items can be disenchanted, but they don't all result in unique buffs. We could do this just based on item type and general value. So a weapon in the 10 to 20 G range could give +2 attack, +2 power. All right, so the concept of dragging an item right onto the crystal, I think it's kind of cool, because then it can take effect immediately. You don't need to wait for the Enchanter to come over and do something. We could also use these little crystals to indicate how many charges you have or something. And those could just be laid out onto a table right behind it. Like, imagine, I'm going to just keep modifying this. In fact, let's just go make another set of this. I'm just going to put this up here. Okay, so we're going to put this here. We're going to put this here, and then we're going to put this on top. We can't do unless we have another tile map layer. There. It looks a little weird. The table doesn't really fit that on it, so I guess what we'd have to do is make it like a proper table, like this. And then I guess it still doesn't really fit. Yeah, we'd have to make a much larger table. All right, well, whatever. We've got this. So let's just plop that on there. So you could represent how many charges you have from something like that. Always tag specific item for custom effects. Yeah. And I think we would do something like that so that we could have rare effects. Maybe the first time you kill a boss, you get an item that will grant you a buff for longer, or that is better than the other buffs. So the always wanting buffs to be active, this is what led to the Q idea. How would we represent the Q? It could be you drag an item onto the crystal, and it is consumed and creates a smaller crystal on a table that you could examine to see what you disenchanted. You could click it to delete it. Table can be vertical instead of behind it. Crystal's one slot, table 2, next 2 items to be used. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, graphics wise, we might not have the right thing to make this look good, because I know we have a vertical table, but I don't know if it looks good with the crystals on top of it. Although maybe it does. It's It's fine. I think we'd want the table to jut out a little bit more on the bottom. Yeah. But anyway, with something like this, what I'm picturing is you drag an item onto here and it just consumes it. It turns the crystal from gray to blue, and you can now get a buff. When you click the crystal, you could delete the buff that you have if you want to start a new one. And then whenever this is gray again, it'll just pull the next crystal in and you'd be able to see. Yeah, I like this. I think this can work. Hey, Funky Monkey. Yeah, nice shirt indeed. Okay, plus this is a little bit more in-world than what we had. And the other thing is, if you unlock these tables, then it can be clear when you unlock them what it is that they're doing. So I think we're going to end up with something like this. Well, let's just draw out the proper thing. So I'm going to do this a bunch of times, yeah. Is the logo at the back of the shirt? No, there's only stuff on the fronts of the shirts and the hoodies and everything. Also, we could have it so that you put something into this jar. And that way the jar always has color, but the crystal doesn't. Like the jar can just be the deposit point. I think that's good. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay, so let's get all of this together then. I like what we came up with. So thank you, chat, for chiming in. I'm going to give some points to a couple of people. And I think Sockton as well. Yeah. Okay. So what are we doing here? We're getting rid of that. We're putting this more toward the front of this thing. And then we need the crystal. Should this be next to it? I like that idea. But then I'd want this to be behind it, which we could do, but it needs to be visible still. So I think we need to extend this a little bit. I mean, it could look like this. Yeah. What is the selection? P. Okay. All right, and then we'd put crystals onto here on another layer that we'd have. So we duplicate this, clear out the whole thing, and then just use this to put extra crystals on. Oh wait, we have orange. We don't exactly have the same green color, I guess, but something like this. So you will drag an item onto one of the pots. It will make the crystal light up immediately. You'll get a buff. You can click the crystal to cancel it. You can hover over it, or maybe you click it to see what it's doing, and then there's a dialog that shows you can cancel it. And then this shows you which extra buffs you'd be getting. Yeah, I think this can work. Now what we could do is we could add in some other graphics, like the bookshelf. We could put one of these around here. I don't think I'm going to do that yet. Save that for later. Okay, so the final thing I was going to look into, and this is what I started to do, and then GIMP started messing up, is which character should we use? It doesn't actually matter. I asked Quickie Joe to make a new one, so we just won't customize this yet. So that's what the Enchanter will look like. And yeah, we have these things. All right. So I guess what we should probably do is go make one of the crystals have its color removed from it. We actually already have this rendered here with a couple of different grays. We could just desaturate this. So if I select all of this and then paste it, and then we take this, I'm just going to do this quickly here. Hue and saturation. So we just delete all the saturation here. Oh no, that looks terrible. Yeah, that looks bad. What about this? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, looks better. So this is what they could look like until they're in use. It could make it so items take a bit of time before they become crystals, so you need to manage that too. I'm probably not going to do that at first. I think the idea of things taking time is generally interesting, and then speeding it up by spending money. But I think that's something we can sort of add toward the end. And Pels, don't worry. It is funny because I loaded up Discord and I saw 12 messages from Pels. Thanks for resubbing. By the way, I do appreciate the messages. I here's what I'm torn on when it came to that vlog episode is there's a certain amount of like production time that goes into it, and I spent maybe 2 hours, and I was pretty happy with that it was only 2 hours because I did a ton of stuff yesterday. So I could certainly make it better and spend like 8 hours on it, like a regular video, and properly cut things together. But I just thought, who's going to see this? Is this even going to be popular or successful? And right now it's got more views than the interview videos, which is kind of sad because it took less effort to make the video, but it took more effort to make the work behind it. But it's not a crazy amount of views. So yeah, if this ended up getting like 10,000 views or something, I'd probably put more effort in the future ones. Was there a gray crystal in the pack? Yeah, we have one that's sort of gray, like this. I'd say it's kind of brownish, but I think this would work. And I think we should probably use this. And I'll probably just copy paste it in. All right, well, for this to work, we need it to be a standalone item that we can then start kind of addressing here. The other thing is, how will we make these things fill up with color? I guess what we could do is we could put this on bottom and then mask the sprite. So just clip it and it'll shade in all of this. That can work. And I mean, I think we have to do that. So let's go make a new scene. And we'll call this an Enchanter crystal. Maybe Enchanted crystal. I think Enchanter crystal is probably good. Would it help if you open the switches file? There are those colored blocks. Let's see. Oh, this? Oh, I kind of like the pots though. I think it makes sense. Yeah. Hey, Pretzel. Happy Friday. It's not Friday. Excuse me. And hey, APX. Some more gameplay related. I've managed to have a rogue in 2 combats at once. And just to be clear, the at once means they were actually fighting at the same time, right? Because to have them in 2 battle windows is okay. Yeah. I wonder how you did that. So I was gonna say we could start a battle. Wait, we probably need. Yeah, I wonder how you did that. Huh. Because it should disable the repeat button immediately. Let me image the screenshot. I saw your screenshot. It said you won and you lost. But that on its own doesn't indicate that they happened at the same time. Yeah, I remember this. And then you said, is this loss? So this is possible, and this is not a problem on its own, this state. But if they were battling at the same time, it's a problem. So like if I click repeat battle over here, I can't click it on this other one. Oh, if it was okay, if it was after loading the game, if you hit save and then load and then bought another, oh, we can't do that. Well, we could do it if we didn't have who makes the artwork. Check out the credits command. Yeah, so we hire the rogue, then we save, then we load, then we hire the rogue again. That might be how you did it. You didn't save or load. Okay. Because we actually have 3 rogues here somehow. This is a bug that I could definitely fix. Yeah. And I guess actually, no, it doesn't let you. We only have 2, I suppose. You recommend a coding tutorial? I think for Unity, there's going to be some Unity official tutorial that I highly recommend going through. I did this a very long time ago, but if you just look up Unity tutorial and find the official ones, yeah, this stuff. This should be great. This should be more than enough for what you need. Oh, and I forgot I had the game open and got jump scared by soothing music while presenting a budget proposal on Zoom. Could anyone else hear it? They say, wow, that's really catchy music. Bell, stop talking about the budget. Go back to that music. Just through my headphones, yeah. Well, still funny. All right, so the way this is done right now is that they are tile maps. I don't want them to be a tile map though. I want to take the graphics, so we need a sprite 2D. And this is going to be the unenchanted crystal, or inactive, maybe we should say inactive crystal. Did I just see 3? Yeah. That is, we were in a bug state. That for sure needs to be addressed. So new Atlas texture. And where is this? It's in the marketplace, right? I guess it is technically in the marketplace. But actually, the crystals are in some separate thing. Oh, this isn't even where the inactive one is. Oh, man. I don't have it in the game right now. All right, let's go at it. Where should this go? Dungeon, fonts, particles, music. Maybe world? Yeah, probably world. And then hang on, I'm just taking a look at all these things. Characters, crystals. Okay, I'm gonna put the crystals here. And we're gonna name it a less dumb name. Where'd they go? Oh god, where'd they go? Did I drag it onto the editor? It just said importing, so I must have put it somewhere. Yeah, it's inside marketplace. Whoops. All right, so delete you and put you back to here. And then name you crystals, spelled correctly. There. And now we're going to pull from that. We should also get the crystals stand. Is that in the crystals graphic? Probably not. No, it's not. It's only in this. It's just it's just a block. Oh, that's the same block that Darkstorm told me about, except for it's colored differently. Yeah, I want just the block. It's a super easy sprite to just make, so I guess that's fine. Just check the guy that made the artwork. Oh, GIF? Yeah, if you're talking about the base asset pack, yeah. But Quickie Joe's done a lot of the artwork now for the rest of the game. Applying to jobs is tedious. Yeah. All right, we don't have this graphic anywhere, do we? No, we don't. So I gotta pull it out of here, which I don't think is hard as long as the crystals have the shadow built in, and they might not. No, they do. Well, actually, now that I think about it, these are different, aren't they? Yeah, the shadow is different. I think I'm gonna do something slightly different than what we were gonna do originally. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a gray crystal and put it into this pack. I'll just put it right next to it. Yeah. Directs to an empty site, or maybe I'm just dumb. For a Quickie Joe, I think it is like a placeholder site. Yeah. Or well, not maybe placeholder, but not. If you're talking about this, I think that's expected. Yeah, all right, we're gonna copy paste this. We're gonna put this over here. And then we're gonna put the other crystal on top of it. This is not what I want to do though. I don't want those. Yes, good. We've we've done it. We manually carved this out, and now we can paste that onto here. It's perfect. All right. Now I just need to delete the background, which I should have done first. I only want it within this region. Oh, no, I can't do this. Oh my God, I should delete the background first. Yeah, fine. Just delete the whole thing. Because I was gonna say the transparency is already mixed with the gray graphic that I had there, the gray bit of the graphic. But it should be okay. Should be able to just do this. Yeah, perfect. Okay, there we go. So now save this. No one will ever know. Overwrite. So now we have the gray crystal. And now we don't need this garbage. This doesn't need to be in the game. So we can open this up in this and delete it. Coming back to this now. All right, so the inactive crystal is right there. I don't know why I'm trying to select it in that. What is the coordinate of that? 256, 192. 256, 192. And then the size is 16 by 32. We got it. Okay, so that's the inactive crystal. Now we want the active crystal. This one has to be dynamically pulled in, but we're not going to do that yet. So all we're going to do is change what the region is for this. And if we just subtract even 16, it should work totally fine. So 240. Yeah, so this turned green. So what I want to do is this. I want to, not that. Oh, also change it for both of them. We need to make this unique. And then set this one back to 256. Oh, that still didn't work. The what? Oh, the texture needs to be made unique. The atlas actually doesn't matter. All right, so we set this to 240. We should have a green and a gray. Yes, good. And then I think we can clip its region. Filter clip enabled. Is this working the way I expect it to? No, it's not. We could set its offset to be 32 and then put this here and then maybe that works. No, it's still shrinking inward. How do we not do that? I guess we could just, no, I don't know how we do that. Didn't I do this in the lightning graphic? How did I do it there? I think I changed the scale and I think it worked for lightning because of how quickly we animated it. Oh, this is centered. Oh my God. Okay, that should fix it. Yes, perfect. And we want to do it the other way around. Right? We want it to go upward, I think. But yeah, that should look good. So how do we make it go upward? We anchor it at the top. That's still not what I want. Assume I didn't close the previous battle, but the rogue was in the dungeon fighting, so I must have assumed I was fighting both at once. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so if we did a combination of these things, I think it would work. If we anchor this at the bottom, does this change anything? No. Could make the inactive one grow. Put that like that and put this one behind it and change this. Region enabled. Oh, very smart. Okay. Oh, except for we actually are doing it the other way around, but still it should be fine. So we're actually going to start the inactive one at 0 and then make it slowly drain out of the crystal. Yeah, it's going to look like that. Pretty nice. All right, so like note to self. Note to self. Increase region of the inactive crystal to achieve this effect. Make sure to set the region to 0 when refreshing the buff. Okay. We'll save this as Enchanter Crystal. Now the Enchanter Den needs 3 Enchanter Crystals. This needs to be customized. All we need to do is change the region dynamically. So if we subtract, oh wait, that's the inactive one. If we subtract another 16 from this, so if we do minus 16 here, it turns blue. And if we do another minus 16, it turns orange. So we need the code to do that. And I guess let's attach a script to this. Scenes, town, enchanter. No, it's not good. Source/scene scripts. Yeah. Rushing a single potion from the shop as soon as it spawns. Yeah, we gotta fix that for the next checkpoint. All right, so public override void ready. We are going to get, we need both of these, the active and the inactive one. They're both sprites, private, sprite 2D, active crystal, and inactive crystal. Oh, yep, put that into a namespace. Okay, that looks good. Then I want the active crystal texture, which is an atlas texture region dot x. Can you just set the x here or no? No, you can't. All right, then we need to make a new region, new rec 2. All right, so what is it? 250. Can we just copy this whole thing? That didn't work. Oh, it only copies it within the editor because it's some like metadata about this. Yeah. All right, fine. Well, 256, 192, 256, 192, 1632. Yeah. And the lowest crystal is actually 208. So I'm just randomizing this at first. I want to see if this works. So we'll say, is a rec2 floats? Yes. Float x equals 208 plus rand I. Yeah. And then use that here. So that'll set the active crystal. And now we need 3 active crystals in the scene. So in the Enchanter Den, we're going to delete them from the tile map layer. So say goodbye to you crystals. And then instantiate in 3 Enchanter crystals. How do I know I positioned this correctly? I don't know. Yeah. I guess we just assume it's good. And we're going to need to give these better names in a little bit, but let's not worry about that yet. All right, next one goes over here. And the next one goes over here. There we go. Oh yeah, leave the tile map ones. That's a good idea. What happened to my, oh, I just scrolled off the screen. Or we'll put them in blue so it's obvious when we... Ah, I have positioned them all wrong. All right, so we'll put this up like that, and then we just need to align these. There, perfect. Then delete them all from here. So that if I hid these, nothing should show. Enable snap when you move stuff. Yeah, that certainly would have helped. Where is snap? Smart snap? Grid snap? Oh, this is super weird. Doesn't even snap to the right coordinates though, because I have it set to be in the oh wait, it does. I can't get it to work over here. Oh, it must have been smart snapping that was doing that. Anyway, should be fine. Positions are all integers, right? Yep, and yep. Yeah, cool. All right, so if I were to just start the game, in fact, if I were to just start this one scene, then these colors should change. There's a chance that they all end up orange, but we should see orange, green, and blue if we start up enough times. Wow, that is tiny. We see green 3 times. Like I said, that is possible. I don't know if that's... Wait, how do we even test this? We don't have a way to build the enchanter yet. Tiny enchanter. I'm going to try running this again. Ideally, it's not just green every time. Now they're all blue. Again, totally possible that it does that, but we should see an orange one in there somewhere. Oh, I see. There's actually a bug. Can't find Guildmaster relative to Enchanter Den. Yeah. I never actually customized any of this. Oh, I never even gave it a custom script, did I? No, I did not. Attach. So the guild itself had a very, very limited script, and it was mostly just to initialize the Guildmaster. And the Guildmaster had a little bit more. It has a state machine, has some ways of spawning dialogues. Yeah, I think the Enchanter is going to serve as the tutorial for the Enchanter's Den. And then if you ever can get quests, oh, you wouldn't be able to do quests because the Enchanter's Den isn't navigable by your workers. So they couldn't ever make it here to drop off a quest item. Well, they could just put the bin somewhere else. They could put it like just outside the den. All right, well, anyway, if I restart this now, it should no longer error because there's no script attached at all. I think I know what's happening as well. I think that all of these are using the same region, which is why they're always getting the same color. And if I made 100 crystals, they'd all be the same color. And I think the only way to fix that is maybe this. Does it even work? Can we change the region of this? The region is locked. Wasn't just make unique enough for this? Apparently not. I don't actually want this to be editable. I just don't want it to have the same color as all the other ones. No, it's not working. Well, at least we're customizing the color of it. That part's nice. This shouldn't, yeah, this shouldn't be problematic. Yeah, it's purely a matter of getting this thing to actually be unique. The Atlas doesn't even have the region. It's the texture that has the region, and this is already made unique. I'll click this button. I don't think it's going to matter, though. But let's try that. Can you move the entire thing down by 1 tile? I can, yeah. What happened there? Oh, I'm launching the wrong thing. Oh, I guess the crystal itself does have code for this. Yeah, this won't work. Okay, cool. Well, then we need to do something with this. Is there a... Yeah, there's just editable children. And then in here, we want to make this thing unique somehow. I guess maybe we do it this way. Yeah, maybe that's how this works. This is going to be very confusing when this breaks sometime, when I finally edit the scene. Maybe we should just dynamically create the textures in code. That'd probably be better. Yeah, that fixed it. So now you can see we have blue, green, blue. And if I run this again, blue, blue, blue. Okay, really likes blue. Yeah, orange, blue, orange. Yeah, so now it's working. I don't want to have to do this. I think this is tedious. So let's load in this graphic right here. So we need to make a new Atlas texture that has all of this stuff set up. Where do I do this? Get item Atlas texture. Yeah, here. All right, so the Enchanter crystal, we say active crystal dot texture equals new Atlas texture. All right, the region is going to be X, Y, width, height. We don't need this anymore. And then we just need to customize where this thing is located, which is where this. Can we copy the path? Yes, we can. All right, and now all this make unique garbage doesn't need to be done. So we can just say that this is no longer editable. Yep, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Don't care and don't care. All right, so now when you run the scene, the exact same thing should happen. We should have 3 random colors here. They could all be the same, but they shouldn't always all be the same. Yeah, so there, we got it in one go. Orange, green, orange. Those are not the same. All right, then Dark was asking, can I move the whole thing down by 1 tile? You're saying move, like keep everything, keep the ground where it is, but move all of the stuff on top of the ground down. So the pots are actually on the grass. Because in my mind, this is all just temporary anyway. So probably just won't do anything yet. We'll need to make it look better. Yeah. Okay, so we have the crystals. We have a lot of other things we've got to do. Let's make it so you can build the Enchanter Den. Let's start with that. Build. Create Enchanter is what it's called. I guess it should be called Create Enchanter's Den. Enchanter Den. Enchanter Den, yeah. All right. Now we already have a scene for the Enchanter Den. It does not have its own type, and we might as well give it one. Source, scene, scripts, Enchanter Den. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, Curse. All right, this is going to be like the guild. It's a node 2D. Let's close out these other tabs. I have too much stuff open. Okay. Yeah, node 2D. We have an Enchanter in there, and then we're going to have some other stuff eventually. All right, and the Enchanter doesn't even have their own script yet. So what are they for right now? Oh, technically they are a guild master, aren't they? Yes, they are. But this is an NPC, right? Yeah, so we should make another NPC that is an Enchanter. Enchanter. I don't already have this as a name, do I? Nope. Sounds good then. Save. Call it the Enchanter, give it a new script. It's currently in Scene Scripts Guildmaster. Yeah, in fact, let's just go save Guildmaster as Enchanter. And then delete a whole lot of this stuff. In fact, delete everything. Oh, I could keep the town. Yeah. Keep the town, get rid of everything else. Yeah, we're going to eventually want a state machine. I'm not going to do any of that stuff yet. I'll just delete all of this. I think everyone likes different parts of game dev. The part of this that I'm looking forward to is the part about creating the buffs in battle. This is not the fun part of this, but we got to do it. And this is why I have that tenet for bricklaying. This is just laying another brick in the brick wall that is the game. This is called Guildmaster Battle Nudge. This can be deleted. Yeah. Okay, so we have the Enchanter Den. It's got the right script now. We've got an Enchanter, which is the wrong character. So let's go instantiate the right one. Enchanter. Delete this. Rename this. Put this up here. All right, what should be the order of these crystals? Because we got to give them names, proper names at some point. Right now, I think orange is for, just look at the game pictures. Orange is for alchemy. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so blue equals blacksmith, green equals armor smith, orange equals alchemist. Yeah, blue, green, orange. Yeah. It's technically red, but so you get the alchemist first, and then I think you should get the armor smith. So I think orange, green, blue. And what order do we have them in? Orange, blue, green. Okay, let's just swap them then. There. And then we technically need to swap these crystals as well, although these don't really matter. Put that there, put that there, put that there. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to name the crystals correctly. Potion crystal. Armor crystal. And weapon crystal. Yeah, then make all of these things unique. Do we need this tile map layer 1 and 2? Yeah, we do. This is going to be the table layer and this probably shouldn't be a tile map layer at all, but whatever, we'll just say small crystal layer. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so now in the Enchanter Den, let's get all of the crystals that we have. This is the Enchanter. Ready, get this. Why is that not found? There, no, it is found. Okay. And we got to color the crystals correctly. So there should be an init here that does that. Public void init item category, item category. All right, let's save that off in the crystal itself. Actually, this could be public. Get private set. All right, so set that here. I just struggled to type the letter A. And then I think we should set up the Atlas texture in this as well. There's no reason changing the region after this. I guess we could, but yeah, no real reason to do that. All right, now based on the item category, we get our X offset. So float X equals item category switch. It's going to be potions are the first one. Then I don't remember the order in the spreadsheet. Orange is potion. Blue is weapon. Blue is weapon, yeah. Blue is weapon. So weapon is next. And then armor is the final one. Yeah. And then we can get rid of that. And that should all look good. And we want to initialize the Enchanter Den, all of these crystals that we have. So we have potion, armor, and weapon crystal. Private Enchanter crystal. Potion crystal. And it goes in this order. So I want to keep it in this order in the code as well. Then fetch all of these things. And then initialize all of these things. Init town. Enchanter.init with the town, and then potion crystal. Cool. Now in the town, when we make the enchanter, we need to go set all this stuff up. So let's copy paste this. Rename all of the guild with enchanter. And this one too. And then initialize it. And we need to set its position as well. I guess it can be based on the sign that we had. Sign can be the center of this stuff. Where's width and height in pixels? It's actually the enchanter den, not the enchanter. And why does get size not exist? It exists over here. Get size in pixels, seriously? And this happens to be a node 2D. And this takes in a node, gets the size of the largest tile map layer in pixels underneath the given node. Okay, well, that's somewhat smart. So let's go at it, I guess. Yeah, fine. Actually, there's no real point putting this here, is it? No. Yeah, there is. What are the pots for? You place items there. We could add a fire animation to the match placing items. Same sprite folder. Yes, they are for placing items. I think a fire animation, I like the idea of an animation. I don't like the idea of fire. I want it to be like magical sparkles or something. I don't know what. And ideally, I guess those sparkles sort of go to the crystal and swirl around it. But that's a polished thing we should do later. Okay, now go get all this. We need Godot. We need our tile map thing. Yep. Now do this. This is going to be enchanter get size. We got that. Signs dot enchanter sign. We don't have a way of getting that. Guild sign. Okay, well, whatever, fine. Get the enchanter sign then. And then delete this and rename this. Put that on a new line. Go back over to here, enchanter sign. All right, this is probably wrong. And watch me care. Yeah, this is gonna be in totally the wrong spot. But other than that, I think we should be in pretty good shape. Let's try it out. Having grow and requirements are met, like Terraria, over simply buying them to unlock. Wait, like Terraria, I think that's throwing me off because Terraria, the world doesn't grow and you build the town wherever you want to build the town. I don't think we can make it so that you can arbitrarily build in spots. But what I do think we could do is make it so that these plots of land just look like forest until you've actually built them. So the enchanter comes and they see that you're overflowing with extra items. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know what's going to unlock the enchanter yet. For now, it's just money, but in the future, it might not be money. But we do need a money sink in the game, and we don't really have a good money sink. And considering the game is all about selling items, we really need for money to matter. All right, so let's just put this somewhere or it errored. Looks like it probably errored. It did not error. What? Maybe build a guild? It's entirely possible. I don't know what happened. So let's go to the Enchanter sign and figure out what. Create Enchanter Den. I'm guessing this got hit. We're about to find out. Go over to here, click build. Yes, okay, it is getting hit. So now what's going wrong in here? Get the Enchanter scene, instantiate it, figure out where it is. Its height and width are 0. Really? Oh my god. I know why. This should have been the Enchanter Den. I'm building an NPC somewhere, probably off screen all the way at the upper left. And it's just really hard to see 8 pixels when you're zoomed out. All right, I don't care about this breakpoint anymore. All right, so now it failed because it can't cast an Enchanter Den to an Enchanter. Oh yeah, whoops, I just didn't fix the rest of this. Oh, in fact, I'd even thought about renaming this and I just hadn't. Enchanter Den, there we go. And that means that I put this get size function in the wrong place. This is why you should name your variables correctly. Might have clued me in that something was wrong a little bit earlier. I mean, build it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know how many NPCs we're going to have. And as I mentioned, I don't know what the requirements are going to be. We do need there to be a money sink. That's like a necessity of the game. And if we don't have a lot of NPCs, then having a standard way of getting new ones is not as important. Like they could all be unique. Although in Terraria, I guess they were all unique as well. They had different conditions you had to meet. All right, this is still failing. This is failing in... Actually, it's failing in Enchanter Den, which means it should be a really, really simple problem to solve. Yeah, there it is. We never got this. Which means Enchanter doesn't exist. They're called Enchanter, but they are not an Enchanter? No, they are. What? What indeed? Also, I want to add before I init. Did I do that? Yes, I did. Wait, no, I didn't. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Add before we init. We never added this. Then that's the problem. Yeah, buildings node.add Enchanter Den. Anything else I might have missed from this? Rebake navigation mesh, that shouldn't be necessary. I mean, we should, but it just shouldn't be necessary. Yeah, cool. All right. Did it work? Yeah, it worked. We got to wipe out those trees. But yeah, we got the right colors here too. Yeah, looking pretty good. All right. Something I wanted to do. Yes. The thing I wanted to do is make it so that the camera is locked there from the beginning. Dells is probably going nuts over there. Like, I've seen you move the camera several times now, Adam. All right, so 360 and about 70. That's fine. Skip tutorial. 360 and 70. Camera. Do we have a look at function? Yes, we do. 360, 70. Yeah, that was a great impression. Thank you. Thank you. We don't have a look at function. Oh, it's not our function. All right, well, what, pan and zoom immediate? Yeah, that should work. What if that's just what my Scottish accent sounds like? Yeah, cool. Now we can just start and immediately do that. Okay. So you can build the Enchanter. We need to work on saving and loading them too as part of this issue. Well, we're slowly making progress. Save and load the Enchanter. We need to allow upgrading them at some point. This should be a conversation with the enchanter themselves. Should explain how this stuff works and maybe have prev/next buttons. All right, so we got the NPC. 3 tables. We're not doing that anymore. I'm gonna just delete this. Yeah. However, I am going to write in here why this stuff was the way that it was. Okay, so 3 pots in which you place items. The pot's colors correspond to the store colors. Three crystals that glow when you have a buff. And a table to show the buff Q as extra smaller crystals that get consumed when the big crystal is done. Never get me Thels. So this isn't totally done yet. I think the next task we have to do is, well, no, we don't have to do it next, but we need to do it at some point, which is like clear out space on the map when you build the enchanter. I think I want to check in what we've done so far, though. Nothing is really functional. All you can do is build the enchanter. Yeah. What changed here? I want to make sure we did not affect environment.tscn. Yes, good. Okay, we did not. That was the whole reason I did things this way. I don't want to cause any conflicts later. And also, this thing about like, okay, the enchanter den is rendering underneath trees. This is a super obvious problem. We're not going to launch like this. I will obviously realize, oh wait, is there extra space there? No, why does it look like there's an extra space in the game? I guess because of the trees. Yeah, it's throwing me off. Oh, this is all the way at the left side of this. Oh, is that what Dark was talking about? No, Dark said move the whole thing by 1 tile. Wonder if the tile map will fix itself if you remove cells by code since it's auto tiled. I think the issue that I see is if we, let's say I'm gonna just draw a rectangle. Oh, I can't draw a rectangle. Oh no. So how do I draw a rectangle? All right, well, whatever. Let's just take a screenshot and draw a rectangle. Okay, so let's say I was like, I want to clear out this space right here. I can null out all the tiles beneath it. But the problem is that then we'd have like this part of the tree would still exist. So we need to know what is part of an object. Hey, Smoo. And thanks. Read through your notes there, even screenshotted them to try and avoid asking a nonsense question. Is it active or idle or a mix of both? Do I need to choose what items are put into the disenchant pots? Yes, you always need to choose what items are being put there. Yeah, you drag an item onto one of these equipment slots. And I can explicitly write this. Workers and adventurers cannot interact with the enchanter. Or at least not functionally. Maybe we could have them like talk to the enchanter or something like that. I have to take all layers and clear them. Trees are single cells. They're just big tiles. I don't think that's how the underlying tile map works, though. Do they? Maybe they do. Let's find out. So where are the trees? Oh, are trees in a totally different... Oh. Trees are these ones. Okay, good. Yeah, so if I right click this. Oh, interesting. Interesting indeed. How is that possible? They're not patterns. Huh. I know you can. Oh, interesting. How did you do this? How did you do this? What is this wizardry? Yeah, I knew you could select multiple tiles at once. I didn't know you could turn them into this sort of thing, though. Is it because of some... I don't even know what's causing it. Yeah, what? What does cause that? Huh. Well, neat. Is it in here? Custom data, navigation, terrain sets. When you set up the tile map, you set how big the tiles are. Yeah, but these are different sizes, right? Like this tree is different from this tree. So how did you do that? I still don't get it. Huh, yeah, wild. Well, very neat. That should make it a lot easier. Still, we're not going to do that just yet, but it should make it easier. Excuse me. Okay, so let's clean this up, and then I'll take a break, and then we'll keep trucking through this. Man. Honestly, I'm happy with how things have gone so far. I know it took us a decent amount of time, but part of it is it's always much harder to do a task when you also have a design part of the task. So in this case, we had some game design questions I wanted to answer, and I guess sort of the UI of how it's going to look. But yeah, it's not just implement the thing we already planned. It was plan it some more. I just hope we don't break the auto tile. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There are other things we can do if we were to break the auto tile. Like I have ideas. There's definitely going to be a workable solution here. All right. So this is all looking good. This is hard coded. I'm just going to leave it hard coded for now. Green. Yeah, I think it looks good. This I'm tempted to just leave in for now. To do remove after finishing work on the Enchanter. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it in for now. I think it's okay. No one's going to see this. Also, even if they did see it, I guess it's got the debug flag on it. So it'd just be for developers. I'm just going to annoy Dark. I'm sorry, Dark. You can always remove those lines of code if you want. And I hopefully eventually remove them myself. Okay, yeah, everything's looking good. Add Enchanter's Den. This isn't functional, but you can build the building and see the pretty crystals. Yep. All right. What's up next? So 3 crystals that glow when you have a buff. Look at these. I mean, we did that. All this is positioned near the vault. We did that. The way we render is kind of mostly done. Yeah. I haven't pushed the code yet. Still on my machine. Need a tutorial. Drag an item onto the equipment slots. Okay, yeah. So next up, we need to make it so you can drag an item onto these slots. Maybe we should move the Enchanter so we can actually see the slots. We could also just raise the z-index by quite a lot. In fact, I wonder if we start it through this and then stop it through this and then raise the z-index through the code. Would that work? Because I'm not actually sure if it inherits the z-index from a parent. It probably doesn't. But if I just go over to here and set this thing to an ordering of like 600, does it work? No, I don't think so. No, it doesn't. Oh, wait, it does. Oh, cool. Okay, we can just do that for now then. Yeah. So after building it, we'll just put a hack that sets the Z index really high. Your brother fell through the floor. And Z index that was just too low. If they have the lowest Z index, then they just never stopped falling. Enchanter then. All right, so what is it called? Order Z index? I don't know how to find this, and it looks like this is broken. Yeah. Okay, so it is just Z index. Index equals 100. To do, remove this hack when we're properly deleting tiles underneath where the enchanters then should go. Okay, so now when I start the game, then it should have that happen by default. If this shows up on top of everything, it'll show up even on top of dialogues and even on top of the game menu. No, it doesn't show on top of the game menu somehow. Why not? Maybe we set that to like 1,000. Who knows? But yeah, okay. So now we can click things over here. We should probably also start with a warehouse and probably a large enough warehouse and probably be able to have some items in it. So that way we can just drag from here to here. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Drat. Item. When you hold an item, what do we set the Z index to? Actually, the only place we ever set the Z index is right there. And that shouldn't matter. So it's the item itself that has an index. Mark where you want to put the enchanter. I want the enchanter in the vault to be close to where your entire item store is. So like here-ish. Where is the item you're holding? Here it is. What is the order on this? 0. What? Oh God, I don't know what's making items go over everything. Is it even working correctly? Can I drag them over a tree? Oh, I can't. Oh, so this is not working the way that it should. Oh, when you drag an item, we need to set the Z index much higher than it currently is and then stop and then set it back to what it was. Okay, I didn't realize this. Yeah, because this is a problem. You wouldn't even know you're holding an item. All right, let's go fix that. So pick up item, start holding item, item source, get item, Z index equals. All right, we need a game constants thing. Do we have any Z index stuff in here? We don't. All right, so public const int item Z index while held by player. I don't know what that should be, but let's go find out what the original item index is. This is 0. This is 2. And it's just the sprite that we're changing. Could be the entire item. Yeah, there's something else we have in the item. So I think setting it to 2 is probably a good idea. The Z is relative to something. If true, the node Z index is relative to its parent. So if this is 2 and the parent is 3, then this is actually 5. Yeah. If you go above this, items will appear above dialogues. Yeah. I gotta set the hack thing here to like 6. But it's got to be less than what items are set to. So I guess items are going to get set to 7. And item Z index, normal Z index is 2. Okay, so when you are, whoops, not that. When you are holding an item, we're going to set this to this. 7 is fine. Yeah, but that means that this needs to be... Anyway, we'll have to think about that in a bit. No. When you stop holding an item, where's stop holding item? Here. Set the z-index to item normal z-index. Okay, how does that look? Left-hand side can't be done that way. Oh, man. Wait a second. Displayed held item. Oh, man. This is not how any of this should have worked. Drat. Okay. Where do we make this? This. We clone an item. Okay, the displayed held item is what needs the z-index set. Yeah. If only. And what, this doesn't even exist? It just says no code actions available. All right, I'm gonna need to close this and reopen this. This should turn yellow. Something here should turn yellow. Show me the yellow. There it is. Okay, now we can import this. All right, so the displayed held item is not equal to null, then it just goes away. So I think this is all we should really need here. And in fact, this doesn't need to exist. Let's try this. Should be able to drag items above trees now, which means you should be able to drag it above the enchanter. So if I build this, this shows up correctly. If I build the warehouse, grant items, drag an item, it's not showing up over trees yet. I think because the item sprite has a z-index set on it. If I set that this was relative, then it would be fine. But I think I want to undo this. Wait, how does that make sense then? I think I want to undo this. And I think I want to set this to 2. Hope this works. Yeah, let's go fix this too, or else Dells will get mad at me and get mad in Scottish as well, which is even worse. So grant most things. We want to upgrade the storeroom a bunch of times. Let's give ourselves all 64 slots. And then I also want to grant some items in them. We'll just copy paste this too, I guess. Although we don't need a million of these. We can just make like 3. Yeah. Try that out. Still not working. Huh. I wonder what I'm doing wrong then. Player held item. We get the displayed item. We set the z-index to this, which is 7. All right, let's examine this in the editor. Should be easy enough to do because all we need to do is click done. And now we go look at it over here. So we get town, player held item, and this should have a z-index of 7. Z-index is 7. What? Why is this showing underneath trees then? Maybe the trees are higher than I think they are. Tree z-index is 0 there. No, wait, whoops. 5, 6, 0. Huh. How far are you willing to bend your vision to meet the players, the bands? I kind of joke that every game would be better as Minecraft because Minecraft is the best-selling video game. So if players are like, ah, this isn't fun. What if you had a building? What if you made it voxel based? What if you put in a cave system? And at that point, you made Minecraft, and like the game would probably sell even better than it's going to sell right now. So there is definitely some amount of shift from the original vision that I'm not willing to do. Like I'm not going to make Minecraft out of this game. And yet the kinds of things that are more reasonable is like, hey, what if you add, I don't know, like a proper equipment system with socketed items or something like that. And the way I consider really any suggestion is, does it fit? Would it add something? Could it be made to fit? And something like this is just, it's extra complexity for no real benefit. So I would reject something like this. But we have had enough people say things like, I want an equipment system in some form, that's what led to us coming up with the Enchanter. So this is an example of bending the vision here. And yet I think it'll fit. I think it's a pretty good addition to the game. And maybe it isn't. Maybe we end up removing it. Did the sprite show as z equals 0 and not relative? I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Because items don't have this thing set to relative, right? Oh, it does have z as relative. Oh, so it'll always be 2 higher than whatever the parent is. But then ours would be set to 7 higher than what the parent is. Can you break in after picking it up? Well, I already examined the z index in the remote tree. I guess we could just turn off. Oh wait, the sprite has it set to relative. Where is that? Where's any of this? Z as relative is not set there, and it is set there. So if we just turn that off, does that fix things? No. If the sprite inside is not relative, oh, I see. Okay, so we just need to check this box and it should fix everything. Yeah, all right. Good job, Kevin. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's not getting set to 7 plus 0, it's getting set to 0. Okay, so we need to change this to be relative. Yeah, and then this does not need to be relative. Actually, it does, because we want the item to show above whatever the thing is before it, in which case this should be set to 1. And this should be set to 0, yeah. All right. And everything should work the way it used to. So actually all we need to do then is just set the player held item to be 7. And we don't even need to make a constant or change any code. So we just go into here and set this to, where's ordering? There it is. Yeah, we set this to 7. Yeah, 68 to go. What the hell should have given you? All right, so we don't do this anymore. And we don't need this, and everything should still work. Let's see. By the way, Zlad, did I answer your question satisfactorily? All right, perfect. I don't think anyone complained about this. The dragging an item behind a tree. Oh, wait, does this mean that players are going to drag them in on top of trees as well? No, they're still working totally fine. Nice. Although that's kind of lucky. Yeah. But yeah, everything is looking pretty smooth there. All right. I guess all we modified was a player held item thing, right? No, we did change this stuff too. So we fixed item z indexes. Check that in and that in. We don't need this. Thanks, Develop It. Good evening. Did we change any code here? Doesn't look like it. No. Revert that. Remove this hack. Yeah, this needs to be done still. And this is a different thing. Okay, so fix item z indexes. When you dragged an item, it was showing beneath trees. Yeah. Note that when Actually, the note I was about to put should probably just go into here. Godot engine Z index, Z dash index, index. Do I ever comment on Z index in here? Nope. Except for this. What is this? This is some HTML thing. All right. So yeah, we want to put this in here. Where do we put this? Let's put this here. Z index, KW Z index. Can be relative to a parent if that is turned off and a Z index is set to 0, then the object, shouldn't put it this way, can be relative to parent. If it is, then the Z index is added to that of the parent. If it isn't, then the parent's Z index is completely ignored. E.g. a sprite with a label underneath. Yeah, it's not right. Yeah, there. Done. Okay. So what were we working on after that? We got, oh yeah, we want to be able to drag items into these pots. So we need to figure out that you have the enchanter and that one of these pots is an item destination. And then it's only a destination for you. And that the destination is pulled in correctly. Another question I have, which is a game design question, is should you unlock all 3 types of enchantments right off the bat? And probably not. You should probably only start out with the potion one, maybe. Does the item not show up with the game menu? No, it doesn't. It's only set to 7, I think. +1 for the relative position. We probably should have made all our Z indexes like how basic programming works, where they put line numbers like 10, 30, or 10, 20, 30, 40, so that if you do want to add a line, you can put one here, and then you can put another couple if you want. But right now we set them to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means if we want to add something in between 2 of them, then we need to readjust many of them, which can be tough. Yeah, I do think we want to unlock this slowly. And I don't know how exactly yet, but probably unlock only 1 enchanter crystal at a time. Maybe potions first, then armors, then weapons. Yeah. Oh, I said I was going to take a break and then never did. Yeah, I'm going to go take a break. So the node order dictates the 0 to 9? Oh, no, what I'm talking about is that we have explicitly set Z indexes. Like if I go into here and I look at trees are set to 5. And if I go into this one, this is set to 6. We probably should have set them to 50 and to 60. So that if we did want something that's like above trees but below signs, but then above the things in between those things, then we could make like a 55 and then a 57 and then bump everything. Actually, I guess by this logic, since there's no upper limit on this stuff, right? Yeah, we probably, oh no, there is. It's 4,096. Why'd they do that? Why would there be a limit? Let's set this back to 6, but that's strange, is it not? Where is their documentation on this? I don't know. Let's go find it through the code. Z index exists on canvas item. So Godot canvas item. Min and max. Negative 4096 to 4096. Huh. Yeah, they must have had a reason for doing that. What is 4096 in terms of powers of 2? 2 to the 12. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Right, am I doing that right? 2 times 12. Yeah, 4096. which means they use 13 bits for z-index, which maybe means they cram this into some other rendering thing and use the remaining 3 bits for something else and a 2-byte value. That doesn't sound right to me. I don't know why they did this. There must have been some reason. Godot Y Z index 4096. Renders on screen in Visual Server. Oh, yeah, I wonder why they did that. Okay, well, whatever. I gotta take my break. I just want to make sure, where do we leave off with this? We were about to make the item displays work, so I'm gonna write that here. Where I left off, get the pots to serve as item destinations and just print what's put into them. Oh, you shouldn't be able to put an item in unless you have space. Space is, you have one space if the crystal is inactive, completely inactive, and the other spaces are dictated by the extra crystals you can make. Okay, is it jump time? I'll be back. It's jump time. Try again, close the game. All right, let's keep going. So get pots to serve as destinations. Let's go figure this out. In order for this to work, we need the pots to be individual items in the Enchanter Den, which they are not. So yeah, right now they're part of the ground. No, they're part of the tables. Yeah, they're part of the table layer. The table itself can just be a tile. Yeah, but the pots can't be. The pots need to get highlighted. So how do we do this? We made an item display. I want to make an item display that just has a different graphic. So don't save. Close all these. All right, what makes an item display? We have a sprite. We have where the item goes, which isn't actually going to be a thing I guess we need to do. We have a cost label, which isn't going to be needed. We have a collision shape for the thing on the ground, and then we have a clickable spot if it were a source. So pots don't really need all that stuff. They need to be an I accept item. Get drop off point, drop off item, will accept item. Yeah, they just need this. And what else does item display do? Is mouse over? What's that for? Oh, this is how we know if you clicked it. Oh man. Oh man. Honestly, it does not seem too crazy to just make a brand new scene. I don't think there's anything really we need to keep in common. All right, so then what do we call this thing? Do we call this an enchanter pot? Do we call it maybe enchanter deposit? Crystal source? I'm gonna call it enchanter pot. Unless someone can come up with a better name quickly. Because I don't have a great idea. Sprite 2D. This is going to be the pot itself. Where is Alice texture? Here it is. And then we need the marketplace one. Oh, wait, we could have used a region within this, couldn't we? In fact, what's the difference between using a Sprite 2D and an Alice texture? Sprite 2D with region versus Alice texture. Seriously? No responses? Huh. Okay, time to Google this one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Let's set a region in this enabled. And then we need to find out where the pots are. They're up here somewhere. Okay, position is 128.16. Yeah, 128.16. And it's 16 by 16. There we go. And the pot itself definitely needs a script. Source, scene, scripts, enchanter pot. Okay, and the scene itself goes into here, enchanter pot. Okay. Time to go code it. So the first thing we need is a sprite 2D, which is the pot sprite. And then a ready function, which this thing should just know that I want to do at this point. It doesn't. Come on. Fine, I'll write it out. Oh, great. Right when I started to do that, it was like, I know what you want here. Cool. Pot sprite. Okay, next we need to initialize this based on which item category it represents, which is just like how the Enchanter crystal worked. So let's go save that stuff off. There's this. There is this. And we want to set an atlas texture. Actually, yeah, I should have made some VS Code snippets for this a while ago. I'll write that down on my to-do list. That is a good suggestion. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Good idea. All right, now we just got to copy the region that we had over here in the editor, which is where? Coffee Lava. I like the name. Thanks for the raid, and welcome in, everybody. We were working on a game called Skeleseller. What were you doing? What? Oh, you were in TCAP's stream. Are you a VIP in TCAP's channel? Also, out of curiosity, did TCAP raid Coffee Lava and then Coffee Lava came into here? Okay, I remember you having a special badge. I didn't remember what it was. Trying to Sherlock Holmes this thing. What we're working on today is the Enchanter in the game. And I'll show you at a high level what this thing is, although it's not going to make sense if you've never seen the game itself. But people have been asking for an equipment system in the game. And the way this works in most RPGs is you find a sword and you look at its stats. If it's better, you equip it, and now you're using that sword. I'm not doing that for this game. What we're doing instead is we've got this concept of the Enchanter. So you will end up dragging an item into one of these pots, and it will disappear and then become part of the crystal's essence or something, whatever. Make your own explanation if you want to. And what this does functionally is it provides buffs for your characters in battle. And then slowly this crystal drains itself of its energy. And if there's a backup crystal on the table, it'll take that. Otherwise, you need to put another item in. Yeah. So that's the Enchanter. The actual game, I actually just, oh, check this out. I made a new video yesterday talking about this a little bit more. But yeah, the actual game is you're running a town, you're sending adventurers in to do battle, and they earn items when they win their battle. And yeah, you're going to end up dragging an item from here down to like this and get a buff. We're going to get all this stuff to work, and it's going to look great. I'm going to be a happy camper. Thanks, Coffee Lava. What were you doing on your stream? Anyway, the thing we were just making here, is this an MMO? No, it's a single player game. I think to make something like this an MMO would not be fun. not for me, at least. I feel like there'd be a lot of work. I've already made a multiplayer game and thought that was too much work. Okay, so we have the pot sprite here. We get the item category. We need to set the color of the sprite based on this. Oh yeah, I remember now. Then I was looking at the region. 128.16 is what we need. 128.16. 16. We need to set the texture of the pot sprite. Pot sprite. And then we need to make sure they're in the same order. Hopefully they are. Otherwise it's going to be annoying. Blue, green, red. But these are red, blue, green. Oh, man. A fluid sim go faster. Might have to do it in the GPU, though. Have you seen... Oh, who is that YouTuber? Simulator. Let me see if I can find this. Sebastian. This video. Yeah, Sebastian. Because this video was really, really good. Yeah. Really good. All right, blue is weapon. Green is armor. And orange is potion. And it's in that order as well. Blue, green, orange, yeah. Yeah, the videos are pretty nice. And they're like wild engineering feats sometimes. Like, I'm just going to make a fluid simulator. Go look at some research papers. Get all this stuff working. All right, this was at 128. So 128 is for the weapon. Then green is next. And that's 128 plus 16. And then orange is the next one, which is this plus 32. Yeah. green, orange. Yeah, good. All right, I believe I have messed this up though. It's supposed to be 16, yeah. All right, everything else should be good here. Yeah, I think everything else is good. He's doing a particle-based one. You're doing an Eulerian one. Wow, cool. Yeah. Is this for something in particular? Like a game or something? All right, now we need all the pots to go in the right locations. So let's go make the potion pot. Except for I'm just typing random things here. All right, this is going to be called the potion pot. Access is unique. And then the, what's the green one? Armor pot. And then the weapon pot. Okay, now we put that in the right spot. Put it on the pot spot. Wait, what did I just move? Is it the weapon one? Oh, darn it. I meant to move the potion one there. There. Potion one goes there. And armor one goes there. All right, are they lined up well enough? Do we see any change when I click this button? Just the color, right? Yeah, so that's good. About this one? Good. What about this one? Good. Okay, they should all have integer transforms over here. Yep, and yep, and yep. And now we can delete them from this. I think they're in the table layer. I'm not actually certain. Yes, they are. Cool. A potion pot spot. Take care, Coffee Lava. Thank you for the raid. Yeah. Command palette, configure snippet C#. Yeah. Gotcha. And hey, Ultraviolet. Okay, so next up is the Enchanter Den is what has these pots in it. So we're going to make a set of those. Private Enchanter pot. Potion pot. And it should just know how to fill in the rest. Good. And then we need to get all of those. This is what's great about AI. It just knows what I want to do. And then we need to initialize them all. Perfect. And that's it. They should have the right colors set on them now. So let's try that out. We're just making sure the colors match the crystals. And they don't even exist. So that's a problem. Did I hide them? Did I forget to save the scene? None of the above. Why is this just a node? Oh, because it's a scene. And inside the scene, we have the sprite. Yeah. Indeed. Okay, it's probably that I picked something that doesn't exist over here. Are we initializing them? We're not initializing them. That's why. No, wait, we are initializing them. Okay, color me confused so far. Put this on the pot sprite. Did we get the pot sprite? Yeah, we did. Huh. Weird to me that there are no errors and then it's not showing up. So I guess let's put a breakpoint in here and see if that's getting hit. I do not have an explanation for this so far. I've saved everything. Well, my mouse stopped working. What? Oh, the lights aren't even on. My camera froze. Oh yeah. I think the USB hub just like crashed. I plugged this into the right computer. No idea what's happening right now. Hang on a second. Okay, mouse is working again. Can I get the camera to work? Hello, camera. Oh, okay. Yeah. What a wild time for everything to just break there. Okay, so we're gonna get an X coordinate that is hopefully not nuts. Should be 160, yeah. Atlas texture and then set the texture in here. I just don't see what's wrong. 160, 16, 16, 16. 16, 16, 16. 160 is this one, yeah. What? There's some basic thing I'm taking for granted right now. What could it be? Are they somewhere else on the screen? Anyone see a few pots? I don't. I also, if I don't do anything, they should show up because they're just part of the scene. So something's making them disappear. And that makes just as little sense. In fact, if I just got rid of this init function, huh. Doesn't like when I do that. Doesn't have a definition for that. That's fine though. I already looked at what all the sort of common errors I run into would be. So there's something else going on here and I'm just not sure what yet. Yeah, so I am making the pots disappear. That part is clear. So that means that this init function is broken. But how could it be broken? We're getting the sprite to be that thing. And then we're setting this. As far as I can tell, this is all correct. It's obviously not correct, but I'm just not sure what's wrong. So I'm going to try hard coding in this 0, 0, 0, 0. Because, or not all zeros, I guess 16, 16. Because what this is going to do is use this X graphic. If this isn't working too, then what? Maybe I need to change the type of texture that it has. Yeah, weird. What? What am I doing wrong? This has the right script, does it not? Yes, it does. Okay, I have an idea for what's happening here. Right now, this is just a texture. I would have to make it an atlas texture and then drag the atlas onto here and then set its region. Oh, the sprite itself has a region enabled. I see. Okay, now I understand what's going on. Yeah, so I need to set this through here. 128, 16, 16, 16. Done. All right, problem solved. Yeah, so the issue is an atlas texture has two regions. I know my head is blocking it, but one region is here and one region is here. And I was using both of them. So now everything should be working. Yeah, that's why I never run into that issue. Yeah, perfect. All right, now we put it back to the sprite. It should be, and we'll have our colorful pots. And then we got to make them item destinations. And I think that part should be fun. Weird that I'm looking forward to doing that. Yeah, so what we want to have happen is when you start dragging a potion, that it highlights the orange pot. When you start dragging a cloak, it highlights the green one. What color is the armor smith? Yeah, green. Yeah, and then when you drag a weapon, it highlights the blue one. So let's go take a look at that. So the pot actually needs to be an item destination. So it's got to implement I accepts item. Then we can instantiate all of these things. Cool. So get drop off point. And that actually doesn't really matter, does it? I guess it's at the center of the sprite. Pot sprite dot global position. All right, then drop off item. G.print. Yeah, item dropped off into pot of type plus item category. And will accept item. This should be that the item is of the right category. Yeah, cool. Let's try it out. No, wait, this won't work, will it? Because we need to get all the item destinations that exist in town. Item destinations. Get all and get valid. Why do we do this? Get all? Oh, I remember. Oh, darn it. Yeah, I remember. We do it because we've got to be able to revert all of the ones that were set to not be highlighted anymore. Well, this is easy enough to do. We need to get the Enchanter, which we have no way of doing. And then we need to get their item displays. So when we create the guild, we don't set this anywhere. No, we don't. Well, we're going to need to set the Enchanter den somewhere. So I guess let's go do that. We do this with the warehouse, all destinations. Do we not? Yeah, warehouse and vault. I think we're just going to do the same thing over here then. We'll just get Enchanter den, warehouse equals, we're setting it there. This exists by default. It won't exist by default for us. We need to get it from here. Yeah. And then we want to change all of these. So the problem now is that this might not exist. So I guess we set this in null by default. And then when we get all item destinations, we need to get these. Get all item displays. I guess just get all pots. Public, enumerable. Actually, it can return a read-only list of Enchanter. Oh, whoops, this is the wrong class. I want this in the den. Enchanter pot, get all pots. Yeah. Easy. Except for me deleting everything right there. There we go. All right. Now, use properties where appropriate. Sure, turn this into a property. I'm fine with that. We'll just call it pots. And then a property should not follow all this other stuff. We put this here, I think. Back to the town. We now need to get a read-only list of Enchanter pots. Actually, they're not Enchanter pots at this point. This is just I accepts item. I accepts item. Pots equals the Enchanter den question mark pots question mark empty brackets. All right, so now what? Concat that with this. Cool. And then get valid. This needs to do this thing. No, just can't do it this way. It needs to get a pot of type. Public Enchanter pot get pot of type. Good. Pot. Excuse me. This is going to be one of these. Enchanter den question mark get pot of type. Item category. Otherwise null. So we do that. And then we just use this down here. So how does this work? If the shop is not null, then return the shop stuff. Hang on a second. Excuse me. All right. If we tried putting null in here, it's going to break, right? Yeah. So I want to only add this if it's not null. Is there an easy way to do that, I wonder? Like, can I just do ... pot? No, because it's... Oh, wait, I guess we would just do this. But even then, it's going to work. It's not going to work because it's going to be possibly nullable. All right, let's just look this up. I don't know if there's a thing. C# concat to list if not null. I know I can just use an if statement. But is there a better way of doing this? Checking for null before adding to a list? Yeah, this is just an if statement encapsulated in a lambda. Okay, fine. Then I'll just do an if statement. So let's do that. Can it just call concat in the collection expression? The thing is, we're getting a pot or possibly null. So there is no collection here. It's literally just either a thing or not a thing. The other ones are lists. But it's not that hard for us to do this. The problem, I guess, is that we have an iRead only list that we want to not keep forming new ones on these. Maybe to return a list even if it's just one item. Okay, I see what you're saying. In which case, I guess the way we would do this is like this. We would just make a read-only list down here. I accepts item pots. Yeah, there. Easy, I guess. And then we can just concatenate these. Okay. Yeah, that works. All right, so if we've done this correctly, it should highlight the correct pot. Let's try this out. All right, so we drag a potion, it should highlight that one. It did. We drag an armor, it highlights the middle one, and we drag a weapon, and it highlights the last one. Okay, so what happens when we drop this in here? It should have said something. It did not. Maybe because it doesn't know. What is going on here? Oh, it might be something in here. Where's let go? Clicked store. Oh, darn it. I guess we need to know if you've clicked. Okay, so hold on. I think I could do this if I just drag in one fluid motion and let go. Did that work? No. Okay, well then fine. Let's just look at this. Clicked item destination. Where's this called from? All that in 58 days. I mean, it's 58 stream days. I do some work off stream. Yeah. But welcome in, Bouchars. Are you making the big crystal get more color if you keep dropping items? No, so how it's going to work is when you drag, imagine that all these crystals are gray right now. So like this crystal is gray. You're in like the starting state. So starting state, this is gray. And you drag your first item onto this pot. This crystal will immediately fill up to full. It's going to be orange or green or whatever. And it's going to slowly start draining down back to gray. And that means that the buff is active. When you drag another item onto the pot, it's going to create a crystal on the table. And when this thing runs out of power completely, it's going to take the crystal from the table and recharge the whole thing back up to full and then slowly start draining down. So this is your queue system, and this is your way of seeing what buffs you have kind of lined up. And when you hover over any of this stuff, it'll probably give you a dialogue of like, here's the buff that's active, here's how long, here's what it does, and here are the two buffs that you're about to get. And then a way of like deleting them, which is just going to like delete your item completely. So it's probably rare that players are going to want to delete the buffs that they have, but it is possible. Maybe you're trying out different battle strategies and you don't want to wait for the last one to run out. In which case, yeah, you need a way to get rid of them. All right, so where is this called? This is on item display clicked, on clicked item bin. This should be pretty easy to do. The one thing I don't understand is where does this thing get called? Drop item. Is this that you let go of the mouse? No, this is that you right click the button. Where's the thing where you just stop dragging the item? Drag. Is dragging equals false? This is if you, yeah, this right here, I guess. Clicked item source. All right, we just got to keep searching for this. Set drag location. Wait, that's it? Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. Aha! Aha! If you have not pressed the button and you had left click, then you now have stopped dragging. The part I don't understand is how does this let go of your item? There's got to be something that uses this. And I don't know what that is. So I guess we don't worry about that right now. What's your favorite class right now? You mean like the class that I coded in C#? I don't know if I've ever thought about that. Favorite class? This is something that's acceptable to ask a C# programmer and a second grader. I don't know. Oh, do you mean adventurer class in the game? Because I think it's a rogue. I honestly interpreted the question as which C# class. Yeah. Which character? Yeah. Yeah, I think the rogue. I just really like how much they enhance the rest of the parties that they're in. But if you're just talking about characters, because we have the monsters too. Although actually now we have some other graphics that we also haven't added in. But yeah, I think the rogue is my favorite class, and I think if we just based it on sprites, that it is probably the witch doctor. Actually, the witch doctor I also like as a class in the game too, I guess. Yeah, chain method finite state machine class. I love using. I was not joking. Yeah, I really wasn't. Whole day has been a fever dream. At least to produce some humor. Yeah, the ogre boss is going to be amazing. For those who didn't see the ogre boss yet, I'll show you briefly. I haven't downloaded it, so it takes me some time to go find. Here it is. This is our first larger than one tile character that's going to be in the game. And it's going to be the first boss that you fight. This is just its death animation down here. But yeah, going to be super cool. You made an Espanzo for it. There's now a worm command, which opens up worm.png. For those who don't know the joke behind this, when I type worker and press enter fast enough, even though I typed worker, it goes to worm.png because this menu doesn't update very quickly. So you can actually see the lag between when I type worker and when it actually selects worker. I've opened that graphic so many times because I keep trying to go to the worker class and forgetting that I need to wait a second. Anyway, what we're going to do here is we need a different clicked item destination. And this is only called from two different places. Clicked storeroom item display and from the town. So I think we can just go modify the town. Wait, this is called from two places. On clicked item bin and on item display clicked. Oh, because the shop has two destinations. Yeah, but the enchanter will only have, well, one type of destination. So when you build the enchanter, what did I call it? Create enchanter? Yeah, create enchanter. When you create the enchanter, we need some sort of like you just clicked it. Enchanter then dot on pot clicked. Time to rename to the worm. There's probably a way to stop it from showing up in that menu altogether. Although in that case, I guess, oh yeah, the next thing on the list would have been worker. Yeah, I probably should just stop it. I never want to open it. Although then we won't have exclamation mark worm mean anything. See if I can stop worm.png from showing in the command p list altogether. Yeah. Just found out I need to change the 1 for I. What? Oh, I see what you're saying. You have something that capitalizes I when you type it alone. I would not include this if you code it all. Because if you ever type a for loop and you type int I, as soon as you do this, it's going to capitalize it to a capital I, and you're probably not going to want that. You think you can click the X? Is that true? I don't think there is an X that shows up. Yeah. What you can do is you can make a shortcut capital I so that you don't need to type shift at all. And that turns it into I for you. That's a joke. The earlier I was being just dense. All right, I have not added the has clicked on pot thing. And I don't think that we have a click region for it. No, we don't. Okay, so how do we do clicks? We add in a clickable area. Let's just copy paste this. Actually, that might break things if I copy paste it because it might use the same underlying area. So it is an area 2D and a collision shape 2D. Okay, let's go do that. So area 2D, collision shape 2D. This is going to be a rectangle. And yeah, that's good. Cool. Easy. Easy. And then how does this work for the NPC? We have like on mouse over, don't we? Clickable area. Oh, we just get it by name? Okay. I don't do things that way. Yeah. So we can still call this clickable area, but we're getting it by path. I want to get it by like absolute go straight to it path. On input event. That's this. Okay. So we have an on click. So now we need an on click, which I guess here is overridden by the child class, which now I can't even find. On click calls state machine not clicked. Okay, that's all very different. we need this to do something like what a shop does, I guess. Which is this. This takes in the event as well. A bit peculiar. On pot clicked. Oh wait, this is not that way, is it? Also item display. Should take an I accepts item. Actually, it should just be a pot. What am I talking about? Enchanter pot. But won't we have an issue with this? No, I don't think so. Maybe this should just be called clicked. Yeah, whatever. Invoke with this mouse button. Cool. So then the enchanter then needs to listen to the pot handlers. Yeah, so when we initialize these, we want potion pot dot on click. And I guess we'll just say plus equal on clicked pot. And then make this, which VS Code is messing up right now. So let's go close out of this and restart VS Code. And now it should suggest that I can go implement this. Aren't you nice, VS Code? Except for you're saying no actions available repeatedly. I don't like that part. So this is going to be, oh, this is, says it's an action. I want it to be an action. I want it to be a method. Can't even make it do that? What? Is it because this thing isn't using system, so this doesn't know that it's an event should not follow a property? Now does it know? Yes, it does. Cool. Okay, so we want the same thing over here. This is just on clicked pot or something like that. On clicked pot, which is all we're going to call from this. Nice. Delete that. Why is this complaining? Already contains a definition for on clicked pot. Oh yeah, you can't call them the same thing. Let's call this one clicked pot. There. Now same deal, event should not follow property. And now we need the town to listen to on clicked pot over here. Oh, I called it on pot clicked. And I think everything should just work. Let's try it out. I think everything's been connected. All right, so build this, drag an item onto here. Did it say anything? No, it did not. All right, well, oh, that's because we're not clicking it. We're just letting go on top of it. So does that one work? No, that still doesn't work. All right. Well, let's put a breakpoint there at least. Where does this call into? Pot. Clicked pot. Yeah, is this getting hit? It is. Okay, so what's going wrong in here? The condition's not met. What's the condition? Whoa. All right, mouse event pressed is false, or it was that we're dragging. And this thinks it's false, but we were dragging. Set drag location. What? It's been a while since I've touched this code. And I'm not totally sure how this is supposed to work. So let's try dragging it to something that will accept it. And now what's the case? This is still false. What? But pressed is true. Oh, and the enchanter pot is only when you have not pressed it. Why did I do that? Oh, because I took it from the wrong class. Whoops. Okay, let's try this again. Will it know to cast I accepts item to enchanter pot? It's the other way around. We don't actually care that it's a pot. So it's casting the pot to an I accepts item. And I think that should be fine. Did that work? Still no. But when I click, does it work? It looks like it might have. Yeah, item was dropped off into the pot. Yeah, so it doesn't work when we just let go of the mouse on top of it. Why is that the case? And it's probably something item display is doing in here. It's not. Hey, Endoran. I don't remember this. I remember this being annoying. I don't remember what I did about it. But item dragging, the way that it works is you let go of left click when you're over something. Did it delete the item? Okay, hold on. I want to see if it did. It might not have. It did. Oh, cool. Thought you said the action method is to receive enchanter pot. It does, yeah. But the eventual thing just needs an I accepts item, which this thing is. All right, I don't know how letting go of the mouse gets this to work. What is calling this? Handle item clicked in storeroom. It's here. Oh my God. Oh, it's even easier than I thought. We just don't check for pressed at all. We just need to check to see if the mouse is over this, which we haven't done yet. Oh, that shouldn't even matter because it's an input event. Oh, this is input. I see. Okay, now I think I get it. Thanks, Endorn. Yeah, I'm really excited about this Enchanter thing, and I'm hoping we can make some pretty good progress on it too, although there is just a lot of work with it. But I think we're getting there. So, okay, I drag a potion over to here and I let go. Nice. Now, does it delete the item? It's a little hard to tell when you have to go to VS Code first. No, it does not delete the item. Wait, it deleted the potion. Doesn't delete the weapon? What's going on with the weapon? Only the potion works? Oh my God, because I only connected the listener for the potion pot. I forgot I left that. Yeah, this. Whoops. Okay, so the other ones need, actually, if we just do this, it should know. Yeah. All right, I think we're set. We can now delete all of our items for absolutely no benefit. Ship it. All right, I gotta stop building that myself. All right, so we drag this here. Wait, no, it's not working unless I click. I can't just let go for some reason. That means that we can't use the input event, I suppose. Yeah, that's probably that. G.print at event as text. It's probably not even getting an event in that case, or maybe it is. I'm not really sure. Whoops. Drag a potion and let go. And it got a left mouse button event. But it gets that no matter what, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It's only when it's over this. What? What? I don't see the difference, I guess. Button index equals left and is mouse over. We invoke this here. And we did this in the right order too, didn't we? Yeah. Maybe it's because it thinks it's already handled. I guess let's go put a breakpoint over Where's the destination? Here. Yeah. Hey, Elio. Welcome in. Welcome in. We were trying to figure out a very kind of supposed to be easy problem. Okay, it is hitting this. Item pressed is what? False. And is dragging should be true. I don't know why hovering over this doesn't show me anything. No, it's false. So that's why it's not going into this code. But that's the part I don't understand. Oh, maybe something else is happening before that. Okay. So if I drag over to here, then this does work and it knows it is dragging is true. Okay, so that's a problem. Is dragging is being set to false. I think it has to do with the order of events that we have here. Yeah. I think I know what's going on. Set drag location. It must be that we're calling this, but it could be that we're calling this. This is unhandled input. Yeah, let's take a look. It's gonna be really obnoxious to try to work through. But I tried dragging an item. Yeah, as soon as I do that, that's already broken. Because now I can't let go of the mouse. It's already been let go of. So what's happening when I do this? Is dragging is false. I want to skip this breakpoint the first time around. There's no easy way to do that. Unless I set something here and say mouse event dot pressed. Like that. Will that work? No, come on. Evaluation calls in a native code, so you can't do that? Oh, Enduring, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Yeah, you just can't do this for some reason. Calls in a native code. Can't even right click this anymore. Mouse event press. Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, hit count. Check that out. We could just do this. Hit count condition is met. How do we set one of these up? What do I just write 2? How do you use this UI? Hit count 2. Okay. Oh, that worked. Okay, so this is where we're setting it to false. And then we're getting into this code, I'm guessing? Yes. All right, so it's just an order of events problem. So we need this to be input and not input event. And the mouse over stuff happens, yeah, has to happen from here. Okay, yeah, something should probably tell it that this is the case. Or it should say somewhere, this is in cref equals input instead of, what's the other one called? On input event. And where does this come from? Input event. An input event exists on a collision object 2D. Collision object 2D dot input event. Hang on one second. Okay, we just got a package. This is in this instead of this because this comment is ridiculous. Player held item detects a drag release from unhandled input. Can I just do that and have that work or no? No, I can't. Oh, we need to figure out where unhandled input comes from then. Probably comes from, what is this? No clue. Node maybe? Node 2D canvas item? Godot unhandled input. Where do you come from? Maybe let's just search for canvas item. No, it's not in there. Node? Yeah, I think it's a node. Yeah, it's a node. Okay. There we go. It's so stupid. So we need the correct ordering of events. All right, so we just got to do the same thing. This is a little bit tedious. I do think you did that, Endoran. I don't know why it lets you do it multiple times sometimes, but anyway, thanks again. All right, so it's not on input event anymore. It's this input on clicked, invoke, all the same stuff. So just delete this. And now we need the clickable area stuff. We do this all in ready. Is mouse over needs to be saved. And now what's wrong? Nothing. Okay, let's delete all our breakpoints. And try this again. I actually did not delete all the breakpoints. I still need to do that. This is going pretty well. I will say that. It might not look like it is, but it is. Now let's go fix that before I forget, which is start with the Enchanter built. Skip tutorial. Create Enchanter. That way I don't need to keep doing that. Oh, then we shouldn't show the sign anymore. I gotta delete that. I'm not gonna restart the game though. Okay, so now when you drag an item, does it work? Yes. Oh, it works. Look at that. You can drag our items into this and just delete them. No benefit, as I mentioned. Oh, there will be eventually. Also, I see the sprite bleeding there. The orange line, we gotta fix that. All right, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Fancy trash cans. Okay, so this needs to be done at some point. We are slowly getting there. Unless you have space. Yeah. Okay. What is next? I guess we just kind of prep a little bit for the afternoon, maybe. I'll do a little bit of code. We're gonna check in what we've done. Make sure it looks good. This thing is screaming at me. Look at this. Ah. Excuse me, we added in the pots. Oh yeah, fix the z-index problem when we do this. Where is it? Clear out space. When we do this, fix the z-index or remove the z-index code from, what is this? Enchanter 10. Okay. By the way, going way back to the question of what's my favorite class, I don't typically like the rogue the best in pretty much any other game. I don't know what it is about this game. I think it's just how the skills were designed, which is very fun to watch. This looks good. This looks good, although, well, that can be deleted. Although this pattern now appears in a few different spots, and I don't like that it appears in a few different spots. Yeah, I'd like to make something that simplifies that, but I'm just going to write this down somewhere down here. There are a couple of classes, at least item display and enchanter pot, that have the pattern of, what's it called? Is mouse over? Yeah, is mouse over. A clickable area and an input handler. And I should consolidate that code somewhere common. Back to the diff. Yep. So we got to make drop off item work. I'm not going to do that yet. Oh, I wonder if there's a way to stop it from working. I guess we could just make it not accept an item unless it'll do something. Yeah. We need to change that. Although you won't know that that's why it's not accepting another item. Maybe we change Enchanter pot will accept item. to be aware of this. Although, if you drag an item onto the pot and it wouldn't have done anything, it means that you already have a buff. Maybe it should offer to overwrite your buff in that case. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. May actually be better to spawn a dialogue asking if you want to override the current buff. Although that may be a bit confusing if you have the smaller crystals on the table and you want one of those to go first. Yeah, would it override the Q2? I'm not sure. And that's what that might be a little weird. I don't want this to turn into some like weird micromanagement thing. The whole reason I wanted the Q was so that you could step away from the game for longer. And maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe we just should delete the Q. Maybe we should at least delete the Q for the beginning of the game. Yeah, I kind of am leaning more toward that. Consider making the Q with the smaller crystals on the table. I don't know if it's worthwhile to put this in the game. By not having it, you're more incentivized to be active, or you're incentivized to be more active in the game, or at least return to it more often. Plus, if we have it, it increases complexity. And regardless, we should have the concept of overwriting a buff. Easy whoops. Excuse me. Okay, so I am now actually leaning toward not having it. Like this whole concept of these tables with the smaller crystals, we just don't put those there. It's literally just pot and crystal, pot and crystal, pot and crystal. And when you drag an item into here, so if I take this and I put it in here, the crystal would go from gray to orange. It would slowly drain down, and then it would run out. And if before it runs out, I drag another one on, it would say, do you want to override the buff? Oh, although it's going to spawn a dialogue, it means that the item has to still be considered held. Also, if we do spawn a dialogue, then the item that you dragged there would still need to be considered held until you choose an action from that dialogue. All right, well, you've written it all down at least. I haven't checked this in still. This stuff is fine. This is fine. This is fine, yeah. Add pots to enchanters then. These serve as destinations for the correct types, or for the corresponding item types, but the items just get deleted for now. A simple one item queue could be shown by putting a lid on the pot if you drop another item in. Don't wait as long for a buff to run out instead of needing to overwrite. Wait, let me understand it. A one item queue. So you're saying you put a lid on the pot and then you put the item on top of the pot? And if the pot opens up, it just like sucks the item in? I think the more I think about game design sometimes, I think we have walls in front of us. Imagine something like this is the ground and we have a wall like this and you are here. And all we can really do is progress. Why does paste stop working? We can plan for this amount of space and then we hit another wall and then plan for this amount of space and then hit another wall. I feel like with the enchanting stuff, once the system is in place, we'll get past that first wall and we'll know, should there be a queue? Should there not be a queue? Does this feel good? Just a way to be like, hey, there's an item in this pot waiting. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, but you need to be able to tell what the item is and then be able to remove it or delete it or something. Those are the things I was concerned about with the queue. And when you think about it, all the queue does is lets you just not interact with this as often. But if you're here playing the game, I think I actually want you to interact with it more often. So like you drag a potion in, this crystal lights up, and now it's slowly fading down, and you're like, oh, it's about to run out. Then drag another potion there. Instead of you have, like, let's say this was your queue. You're like, okay, I want a potion. Can we delete this? You can't actually delete this. All right, let's put this here for now. Okay, instead of being like, okay, I want this potion to go in afterward. It's like you don't know how you're going to feel 5 minutes from now about what buff you might want. And that's why you've got the vault anyway. Your vault will serve as the staging ground for any items you want to put in afterward, I guess. So it's just a manual queue. So you'll drag these from up here probably. So that's what I'm leaning toward. Who knows? Maybe we develop this and then find out, no, actually, that was a bad idea. Yeah. I really want to do the buffs and the glowing and everything. Maybe that's what's next. If it's a long timer, I can see having no problem with full manual. Here's what I was thinking. Beginning of the game, probably you get like 1 to 2 minutes of a buff per item. End of the game, maybe you get something more along the lines of like 2 to 5 minutes. So at no point is it like, oh, for the next hour you're covered. Although maybe this can be adjusted a little bit. Maybe it's like 5 to 10 minutes. I don't want it to be that you just sort of leave the game completely. I do kind of want to get this thing to work. All right, tutorial, tooltips. Yeah, the tooltips. I think we have something written about this for like flavor. Yep, here it is. 227. C227. Shouldn't be able to put an item. Oh, this isn't even when they're on the ground. Make sure these tooltips show in the loot section of a battle window as well. Shouldn't be able to put an item unless you have space. You can drag an item into one of these slots to fill it. All right, we're going to delete this because that's not needed anymore. So we've done this. Item effects new battles. Grant their effects for some amount of time. Clear out space on the map. Eventually unlock backup slots. This I don't know if we're going to do. So I'm going to put this down here at the bottom again. Save and load. Battles have a question mark button which shows buffs. Testing the system out. Make them grant basic buffs. Design some player-wide skills. Unlock. Okay, yeah, actually this really isn't too bad. We've made a lot of progress. I think the UIs are going to be a little bit harder for this stuff. Showing details and stuff. But yeah, I think the next thing we need to do is make it so that you can, this is also done. We need to make it so that you actually get the buff. Make dragging an item grant a buff. This is a mess. So let's do this in VS Code. So we don't need, well, we do need this. Yeah. Make the crystals show details about the buff when you hover over them. Tutorial for the Enchanter to tell you how they work. Items need tooltips on the ground. This stuff, I guess. And then something about a simple buff for when you enter a battle. Yeah, this and this. Okay, let's save that. Okay, I want to try something really basic here. Maybe this is a dumb idea to even do this because it's pretty much lunchtime. Where did my thing go? It's, yeah, 11:57. I want to try granting a buff just kind of really fast. So in the Enchanter pot, we have this item dropped off into the pot. So this is going to need to be an event coming out of here, like the pot and maybe also the item that was dropped in. What do we get from this? An item, yeah. Okay, it's pretty reasonable. On, what do we say here? On dropped item. No, on put item in pot. Yeah, there. Okay, so this calls out to the Enchanter Den, and that is gonna need, yeah, so put item, player put item in pot. Yep, make that. Private functions go down to the bottom. Okay, and then this needs to call out to the parent class, or let's have a signal. It's gonna be called the same thing, or maybe we'll call it on consumed item. Yeah. All right. Now let's modify the rate function. Okay, good. Let's just do this. Oh, we already have a way of getting the pots, don't we? Yeah, we do. Why did I not do this earlier then? So for each Enchanter pot in pots. There. Okay, so now they all have the item handlers, and we have this on consumed item, and town is going to go use this. Create Enchanter. Okay, so what is this going to do? We need to keep track of your current buffs somewhere. But for now, here's what I'm going to do with this. We're going to take in the pot and the item, and actually the pot doesn't even matter. And we're just going to set, this is super hacky. We're going to set like tesseroni equals true. Yeah. Now let's go make that property. And when this is true, if you create a battle, where do we create a battle? Create instance. Instance.init. You know how, well, one way we could do this is just pass it in through player abilities. I think that's a bad idea. Anyway, we need it in here somewhere, so let's pass this in. Like I said, just doing this really, really quickly. Tesseroni. Instance.init. We're gonna also pass that in. All right, then we have the battle system. Gonna pass this in too. Like I said, we're just hacking this together for right now. And then when we create the player battlers, I want to add some sort of buff. So what does regeneration do? Oh, there's no regeneration. It's called heal. And there's a heal over time. And what does this do? Makes a heal over time buff. Okay, so that's what I want to do. I want to try adding this to the entities. Is that possible? It would only be possible if we have the effect system. What is this called? Effect system? Hey, Zimcognito. Thanks for the resub. Hope you're having a great evening. I'm having a great day so far. I just cannot find the effect system. Is this built in? Battle. Oh, it's part of instance, isn't it? I don't even know. Where are you? You're inside the instance, and a new one is made immediately. Okay, so then there shouldn't be a problem as long as we have an effects component. Do we? Wall effects. I don't know where these even get added. Battler, maybe? Add effects component in the init. Okay. So then in create player battlers, we should make a battler and then we initialize them. And then we're going to say if testeroni, then we're going to add in this heal over time buff onto the battler. All right, what are these numbers? Healing per tick, duration, and proc interval. Okay, so healing per tick we're going to set to 100. Duration we're going to set to 1,000. And proc interval is every 2 seconds. Yeah, let's see if that works. This is just a proof of concept. We need to do this in a much smarter way. And I need to figure out what that smart way is going to be. So this is what, create walking to instance. This needs to also, I guess, just pass in testeroni. Yeah, this might be a little harder than I thought. No, we just have a buff ID or something. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I'm going to write this down before I forget, though. Keep track of buffs somewhere. The Enchanter den should probably do it. Should have timers counting down, and something should let the instances know which buff IDs should be active and with what power. It's going to be a little bit tough, but still, let's try this out. Okay, so if I just create a battle right now, then this is going to be a normal fight. The rogue's going to take damage, and they're not going to heal it. And that's what looks like is happening. So they're taking 10 damage at a time. Cool, whatever, fleet. Now I drag an item into any of these slots and start another battle. And now I should have an infinitely powerful heal over time buff on my character. So every 2 seconds. Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah, that's our proof of concept. Can't be this strong, but yeah. Will the in-battle buff also end? The buffs are going to be snapshotted at the beginning of a battle, just like how the player skills are snapshotted, or the adventurer skills are snapshotted. So if you have 1 second remaining on a buff and you start a battle in that time, then cool, you got the buff for the whole battle. I don't think this is going to be a problem, because this is how the adventurer skills work, and people didn't seem like they were confused by it. But the other thing is we're going to need some way in the battle of showing which buffs you have active, so the player will have a way of confirming this too. So when this player makes it back over to here, yeah, so we're going to have like a question mark or something, or maybe you hover over your adventurers. I'm not sure what yet. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Wow. Well, we're making great progress. Yeah. I'm very happy with this. I like this idea. I think it is a nice way of doing equipment. I mentioned this before, but we have in the game right now 7 different adventurers, and you have 3 kinds of items: a potion, armor, and weapons. And if you had to equip every single adventurer, it would just, I feel like it would be annoying unless you equip them very infrequently. Like let's say items did not break and you just equipped your rogue with an item for the next 3 hours of the game. Okay, that's not as tedious. But then also, why does equipment exist at that point? Maybe symbols for each buff granted, so it's easy to know with a quick glance. Yeah, that's going to take some UI work to figure out. I think at first we're just going to throw something in. It's probably not going to be great. Actually, we have these crystals. Maybe we could use the crystals as the icons. Maybe the icon is the Enchanter crystal. Maybe we can even show faded crystals for each class of buff. Yeah. All right, I'm happy with how this is going. The last thing I want to kind of plan here, and then I should probably take my break and come back in the afternoon, is we're eventually going to need some way of taking in an item and producing a buff. And there are lots of ways we can do this. I think the way I want to do it is I think I want to manifest like a buff ID on each item. And that way we can intentionally control what all these are. So if you look at this, right now we have the value of each item. Imagine if I just put something here like small power buff or something like that. And for this one, it was like large armor buff. So anyway, there's going to be some IDs here. And then what these things mean, small armor buff and whatever else, we'd have like small power buff. When it actually comes time to make these, we need some system that creates a like new power buff 2. And maybe we set the duration as well. I don't know, 10 or infinite or something like that. And then maybe there's like a, medium armor buff, which is a new fortitude buff of 5. So yeah, we just got to think of how that system is going to work. But that's pretty much it. Then I feel like converting these into buffs shouldn't be that difficult. And we need to make sure when the timer runs out that we delete the old buff. You should only ever have one of these at a time. Should only be one buff active for each pot, well, each crystal that exists. All right, well, this has been nice. For those who haven't checked out this video, let me run the, what's going on here? Huh. Things are breaking in very odd ways right now. I can't type an exclamation mark. There we go. No, now I can't type at all. What is happening? Oh, it's something. It's some operating system level thing that came up. Okay, hold on. It's when I plug in the keyboard and then I type something that it popped up a thing saying it's going to stop me from typing anymore. No, it's just not working. Oh, it might be the mouse. Ah, it was the mouse. Man, I think it's this USB hub just messing everything up. Hey, Felix. Any plans of making the boss a bit RNG? This chest plate grants 8 to 10 protection each battle. I could do that. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. Consider making ranges for buffs. E.g. a buff that grants 2 to 4 power to each adventurer. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but yeah, I'm not. In fact, I don't think I want to do this. Yeah, maybe we end up doing it based on feedback or something, but I don't think I want to start with that. Anyway, this video I just recorded yesterday is an overview of Skeleseller, and I'm sharing this for 2 reasons. One, you might want to know about it, but 2, I would like you to watch it anyway, because I'd like to get some views on this. I think it'll pull people in from other parts of the internet who are just not in this stream. And one of the things I'm trying to do is get more people to wishlist the game on Steam. And I feel like pulling in eyes from outside of Twitch would be really good for that. Did I tweet? No, I forgot to tweet. Let's write a note about that. Tweet the vlog. Yeah, thanks, Dark. All right, well, that's it for this morning's stream. It is currently 12:11 for me. I'm going to be back in about an hour, and then I'll be streaming for another probably 3 hours. I have a hard stop at 6, which I never stream till 6 anyway, so I just shouldn't be limited on time. And we're just going to keep working through the Enchanter stuff. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. All the usual, and I'll see you in about an hour.